or west balcony right out of the gate.
Yeah. Bit of a late transition from our production, but it's fine. But yes, Ying straight off the board over here in border in the Middle East. I think his border's in the Middle East.
It
Over
is.
in the
Yep.
Middle East, Ying banned off the board straight away. I mean, need we say more? It's Ying. Dokubi to follow it up though, which again makes sense.
Yeah, pretty standard ban. Dokubi is super strong in taking that intel from the cams after a death and sussing out that roam game, which of course is going to be very prevalent on border.
Almost definitely, and well, she is just a nuisance with her phone calls at the end of the day. She's annoying to play against when it comes to those phone calls, so no wonder she has been banned out. And Fenrir coming in again. Need we say more? Fenrir being stupidly overpowered in the TDM meta. I mean, you're blinded and you can see about 2 foot in front of you, and well, any other player can see you. So, I mean, why wouldn't you ban the Fenrir? And well, Valkyrie again being a bit more of an understandable one. You know, she has her cams, and well, she is still reasonably, not I wouldn't say overpowered, but reasonably strong. Obviously, again into the TDM meta. The way TDM meta works is well, not even the way the TDM meta works. The way to get kills is to get info, right? So having 3 cams, 3 micro cams that you can hide, that you can hide anywhere effectively on the map and get that information is so overpowered to start off with.
Yeah, we've got basically what I'd like to talk about is the 5 golden ringers of defense. It's Fenrir, it's Solus, it's Azami the Architect, it's Mira, and it's Valkyrie. And you can only ban 2 of them, which is going to leave 3 on the board. And in the game of Intel and Soft Breach, Valkyrie's a good pick. But it does leave, and 2 of them on the board as we talk about it. Solus with that incredible intel, and the Architect, Azami. Every cheeky peeky area you thought you knew, every spawn peek, every deployable shield placement, she's changed the game. And if she can make it through half of a round, she's able to deploy every single one of them. And if you're new to Siege or you're new to the last couple of seasons, Velocity, why don't you tell them about how OP Solus is?
Well, she's just, I like to call her the IQ of defense. And she really, really is. She has the P19 hand, which does a reasonable amount of damage as well, alongside the SMG-11, which is the best SMG in the game. If you disagree, then you don't play Siege. Alongside the impacts as well, makes her just such an overpowered operator. She has, util denial. She can see basically everything through walls. She can see drones. She can see thermite charges. She can see Dokubi phones. And then to just combine it with 2 of the best guns in the game, alongside then the impact grenades, is so stupidly overpowered. And she even has a shotgun as well, we have to remember, as one of her primaries. So if you don't feel like running the P90, you can just run, the one-hit shotgun if you sit in a corner. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster, Whiskey.
Almost definitely, especially with all of this Soft Breach around. You look forward to some of those runouts as somebody gets onto the cams. I love it.
I mean, who wouldn't love it? Especially, playing in comp. Who wouldn't love to play it if it's not bad? We also do have to remember we made the joke at the start, Whiskey. And I'm gonna make it again. Swiss is picking up the Solus.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh my lord, Caster cursed him right off the board. LMG rips the face off of Solus, putting body balance in favor of ForbiddenGG. Sheesh.
My head is in my hands, Whiskey.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's directly related to your call there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to be Swiss taken down nice and early in the game. Solus off the board with only 1:30 left on the clock. So Whiskey, I mean, that's such a crucial kill straight off the board. There's only 1, maybe 2 people you could kill that are even more crucial than that, and it is the Azami or even the Echo off the board early. But I mean, taking the Solus off the board as quick as they did, I mean, that's got to be a W for ForbiddenGG. They are looking to take the map control nice and quickly, though they are playing below, have taken the redraw amount. Dookie, though, does play on Rafters. Yellow Pings are aware of 2 of the positions, at least 1 by the Bucks. Some shots taken, and, well, it's taken down. Dookie does find Zeno, and, well, does restore the man advantage. Goes back to 4-4, Whiskey.
Man, and just inside, it's 50 seconds left, and we're still 4 stacked apiece. Grenade rings out, does a little bit of damage on Tay-Ra, but not enough for him to still be able to WASD his way out of there and get himself ready for another gunfight. I love the 4-stack apiece. 35 seconds left. It's going to get dicey as we start to push into seed. It's the long angle as Ace is trying to find him all the way down on the bomb B side. But Matt does find Fanu now, but it is traded out onto the Dookie as well. So we're now sitting at 3-3 with 22 seconds left on the board.
Another one comes out though. Future does find Terra, the mute, which does have who did have a C4 in hand, now no longer, as taken down. The Echo still in play, gonna be a crucial part of this post-plant situation. Still can deny, yet to do so though, then does, but yet the plan can still go down. Profiska finds one more, Mac off the board, North Cartel now in a clutch situation. It's all up to KB, finds one, has to play the long angle against Future, does manage to get away with his life in the 2 versus 1 though. A post-plant situation, only 35 seconds left on the clock, minus the 7 seconds Whiskey that he does take to defuse, so not much left. Time the biggest enemy, that the complete role swap now. Attackers become defenders, defenders become attackers. I said Whiskey at the start, this is going to be a close match, evidently proven, but KB walks into Profiska's line of sight, and Profiska to take him down nice and quickly, no questions asked. ForbiddenGG, they take the first round.
Boy, that was an intel game on both sides of the board. It came down to the last few seconds to get that plan in, because we're droning, we're finding every single spot, we're trying to make every single kill cost effective instead of just getting a kill for a kill. The trade outs rang out, it got down to the last few seconds, and it was every bit exciting as we said it was going to be.
I mean, if there were any doubts in any way, shape, or form that this wasn't going to be a close match, well, they have been squashed, have been disproven within the first 3 minutes of this match happening. We've already seen a post-plant situation. We've already seen it go to the low numbers of a 2 versus 2, the 1v2s, and well, it was ever so close. But North Cartel did just come up short. And I'm not, you know, we're not even. You can look at the side of North Cartel. You can look at the operator roster. I'm not even gonna point it out. I'm not going to point out what I did last time. We're going to completely ignore Swiss for this round.
Yep, Swiss who? Never heard of them. I do love they're going to go for I love they're going with a little bit more of that slowdown game as they opt to bring out the cap can.
Attackers are heading out.
Because be the tricky little spots on border, especially on some of those double door entrances, and maybe might prompt a Bravo response on the next round, which I would love to see. I love Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo's one of those really good operators. I find she fits into my sort of weird category, Whiskey. In some situations, she is so overpowered, she is so useful. But in others, she's just a decently balanced operator. It really depends on your situations, but against Catcam, well, she's probably the best operator you could bring. The only other operator you could bring that's even better is along the lines of Twitcher IQ, who, well, IQ can get rid of them off the door, well, Twitch can get rid of them off the door, IQ can see where they are. It's kind of pick your battles. So Swiss, though, is playing below, is roaming below, and Swiss does get taken down by Zeno, who does find the opening kill, does find the entry kill, and if we have to refer back what Mr. Jerry said,
yeah!
Entries equal kills, and Zeno does get himself taken down. Tara is down, but yet to be confirmed. Now he's confirmed, so did find himself taken down by Profiska as well, as Fanu does find one more. It's Terra, but a correction, sorry, that is the confirmed injure. It's all happened very quickly here with Ski, as now it's 2 versus 4 with some shots taken onto KB and some damage taken.
Geez, so at 1:30 still left on the board. Plenty of time for this attacking team to suss out where everybody's at, and they're going to be doing so as Future launches a grenade up top trying to find somebody. Oh! Ends up finding the head of a zombie on top of Metal, and for the second one, now Capcan finds himself one onto Future as well, taking us into a 3v1. It's all on the shoulders of Capcan, but unfortunately, he was not able to follow through as Ash does what Ash does and gets that final kill.
AB put into a second clutch position of the game. We've had 2 rounds and he's been in 2 clutch positions. I mean, if that doesn't say anything about North Cartel's defense so far, I'm not sure what will. ForbiddenGG, though, are on it. You know, we did mention they have had their competitive warm-up, not just a scrim, but another league match, Whiskey. These guys are going to be warmed up. These guys are going to be zoned in to the fullest extent. And it's evidently in in their performance so far. It's
Absolutely.
only been 4 rounds, but
They're
wow.
definitely setting the pace of the pace of these games, and the paces on fast forward. Man, they're getting in, finding those early entry kills, and just capitalizing, putting themselves up in the body balance very quickly on that last round. It was all mostly within the first minute of the gameplay. And so here's what I love to see on the side of North Cartel. If they're playing fast, who do we bring out? We bring out some slowdown, right? We got Legion, who's got those goos, going to be making you check every single doorway and like on the stairs. He brought out the smoke for that post plant, and recently reworked. We've got the Thorn with that 1.5 being added to her gun. And also, as Smoke has lost his deployable shield, Thorn going to be the support and put it where Smoke can still play off that. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Thorn being played.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I have always stood by the fact of Thorn is a very useful operator. She's just not been experimented enough with yet because of her unique ability. It's not a Solus where the ability is of course unique. It's different to every other operator in the game, but it's quite standard. You know, we've seen it through. Oh, Swiss! I didn't point him out at the start of the round. He's once more, and he's found the opening kill. We found the entry. Swift finally finding his feet, finding Fanu straight off the board. But as you were saying, Whiskey, Thorn is such a unique operator just through her gadget and her gun. Nothing like we've seen in the game. Solus is, you know, much like IQ, who we've seen previously in the game, has been in the game for years, experimented with. Her use is pretty much been used up of. Thorn is yet to be experimented with because of that unique ability. It doesn't matter though, because, well, Visca finds one, Future to find one more, though instant refrag on to Dookie, which was Legion in this round, and it goes for a 4 versus 3. North Cartel do have the man advantage, but yet only a minute and 47 left as Zeno says no to me, takes down KB, restores the man advantage in favour of ForbiddenGG, but Swiss says no once again, finds the second of the round, and does restore the man advantage in the side of ForbiddenGG, but to be evened out by Future to take down Swiss the Solus, who's already had a decent round so far.
Yep, found himself a double, now puts us into a 2v2 as the flashes start ringing out. Almost brought it on himself. We talked about the age of verticality. It's Ayana and Buck going to be trying to suss out where the heck Mac is sitting underneath. He's got a pretty good idea, though. Still 1 C4 on the board. He might be able to take one of those if Tay-Rock can find himself back. Unless he's going for alert. Going to have himself a little spot on the backstab, potentially. And Ayana still with 2 grenades in hand. Could be huge.
Yeah,
oh, my lord.
Strange that Ayana's yet to use either her grenades, but a whiff from Terra, but Future to whiff just even harder. Should have got that kill, but both players walk out with their lives in hand, intact, but with around 25 HP, which is ideal in these 2v2 situations. A bullet would injure, 2 would kill in this situation, with C4 no longer in hand though. Well, no, still in hand, sorry, for Terra the Bandit on the side of North Cartel. However, only 30 seconds left on the clock and only 2 Toxic Babes left in hand. This is still very, very possible to go in either way, in favour of ForbiddenGG or in favour of North Cartel. We say ForbiddenGG, they find one, but instant revive by Terra into the 1 versus 1 situation. Future doesn't have the fuser in hand, goes to retrieve and has done such. Terra, though, is going to be playing above, is going to be playing vertically, but is now forced to Future into a post plan, is going to have to try and plant. Can't see him from the vertical hold, is forced to drop the hatch and isn't aware of where he is, and yes he is, and it is to Terra to put North Cartel's first round on the board.
That's exactly what we wanted to see here, right? They needed to have a little bit more of the buddy system, a little more communication, a little more of those 2v1 scenarios where we're putting our homie in right beside us to get that refrag when going down. And it played out in their favor as they're finally able to get their first win on the board, and Swiss finally able to get a couple of kills his own self.
North Cartel definitely found their feet there. They're still not to the point where they want to be, but obviously evidently in their play they went to a 1v1 at the end of the day, and it's exactly not exactly what you're wanting, but you still got the round on the board. They had the man advantage for a decent chunk of that round, and that says a lot about the defense.
Agreed. So it's round number 4. Attackers still up by 1. ForbiddenGG trying to get themselves up closer to that standard split. We head back up to the tippy top site And it's going to be like a second verse, same as the first, except we're going to add a little more intel on it as Dookie picks up the Mozzie with the P10 Roni. Arguably got some of the best gun skins in the game, I'd say.
Oh, I agree, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this Mozzie, but not only with the Mozzie, but with P10 Roni.
Attackers are moving.
As we know, it isn't the greatest gun. Sometimes it's referred to the pea shooter. And so far, North Cartel, and I don't like to say this for a team such as North Cartel, are struggling to find their frags. So to pick a gun with only 17 bullets in, I call that a bold move. 16, sorry, but I called that a bold move.
Same. But it's great to have the intel of the P10 Ronin. We've got the intel from Mozzie, we've got the intel from Echo, and the intel from Swiss. Also bringing out that sniper shotty on Cade as they're using him for that breach denial. 3 C4s on the board. Going to be trying to capitalize with some big booms.
We did see the Solus in full effect there, Whiskey. We saw the dose of the tools. We saw exactly what it is possible of. Some damage is taken, no. Or minimal damage onto Mozzie, literally like 3 HP, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. Are aware of his position in Workshop and are forcing him to take this fight as he now does peek up, and he is going to take the shots onto Zeno. A little bit of a whiff, but Swiss, his teammate, does come back to go, okay, I'm here, we can maybe take this fight, we can maybe play a reflag. 2 flashes out, Swiss finds himself 1. Zeno, that is the opening kill of the rounds. Entries equal wins, as we're going to keep referring to Whiskey. And well, it is evidently possible, but Swiss with an amazing shot on the future to take one more fight against. Actually finds one more. Swiss, he's found his triple, only 2 left on the side of ForbiddenGG, who have crumbled so far, Whiskey, to the hands of Swiss.
Boy, finding that huge triple, still got over 1 minute and 15 left to go in this round, and it's a 5v2. It's going to be a tough climb back. Got Sledge, who's going to be trying to open that verticality. IQ can definitely suss out where the heck this Solus has been roaming around at, but we talked about him having to be in that straight gunner role, as he doesn't have, you know, part of the team that he's practiced on, and here he is running around just being an absolute menace. We find ourselves 55 seconds left in the round, and Sledge gonna get the grenade in, try to get some of those bandit, probably somebody close, try to get them off the board. Got the intel that he's gonna have to swing in. He's still gonna have to fight that deployable shield. That was a missed opportunity there.
The deployable shield proving a huge problem for ForbiddenGG, who are now in a 5v2 situation. This isn't ideal in any way, shape, or form. And, well, with this heavy roam presence, light is going to cause issues, and proven by KB, who does find Profiska, putting Fanu in the 1 versus 5. He does pick up the IQ. What?
Oh my god! Fanu!
10 seconds remaining.
I have no words, Whiskey. What has happened there? There's only 5 seconds left on the board. What has happened here? He does find one more Swiss off the board, but it doesn't matter. It's all for nothing as KB closes it down. What was that?
Oh no, he was in there taking a nap, and IQ decided to just let him sleep it for just a little bit longer. I'm not ready to get up, Mom.
I just...
Amazing.
You saw him, but then you didn't, but then you did?
I think somebody was watching that screen and said, bro, he's under the freaking desk. North Cartel securing up their 2nd win in a row, taking us to an equalized score line here. It's 2-2 as we head to Bathroom and Tellers for the next one.
This is going to be a very good site, Whiskey. One of my personal favourites moving on to border. This is my probably favourite site. I love some Bathroom Tellers because it's such a versatile site. There are so many soft walls, there are so many ways to defend it that it can be played aggressively, it can be played passive. You can play a heavy roam, you can play a bunker strat. It's so versatile, but alternatively, it's so open for vertical play, and that's what, again, I love about it. ForbiddenGG are able to go direct to site via the windows or via, you know, the hatches, or they can play the vertical courtesy of the soft floors above them.
Yeah, I love that. And something you're going to see almost every time on a Bathroom Teller strat, bringing out Castle himself, the meta velocity. I've seen him played on so many different maps, and especially as of late. But Border, definitely going to be no exception, as they're going to try to make it near impossible to get in and try to play that vertical round. But of course, they did bring out the Sledge, who's going to, you know, going to at least give him those sound cues that they're getting a little bit closer. Already, Swiss taking a little bit of damage as he is able to WASD his way out with his life.
As Fanu follows up though with some damage as well, and again does get away with his life, and both players now forced to play slightly more passive.
Oh,
Terror with a C4 onto Profiska. It's unlucky. He saw that he was on drones. He saw the opportunity. The opportunity isn't going to get better than that, and he takes it.
Is that his second C4 kill as well?
I think it is. Whiskey, I'm not too sure though. Dukey is droned out, forced to move away by Future, who is taking some shots through the wall. Little does he know, Dukey has in fact moved away, has in fact moved to a better position, but Fanu to take out Swiss to make the man advantage even once more, and it's now in even hands. Oh no, Dukey though.
Oh,
Dukey plays in, he moves in the hallway, takes down one, and there's no one for the refrag. They weren't aware of position, they weren't aware of the plan, they had no drones, and then he's gotten away with his life unpunished, which arguably is worse.
Wow. And, you know, the huge pick that C4 brought around as they took the Sledge off the board, followed up with the IQ off the board as well. Dukey does fall now as we're in a 3-3. But those Capcan traps ain't going to be sussed out any longer as Fanny was lost. Here C4 goes, but it doesn't bring out enough. A lot of vertical shots coming in, but Cade is able to escape with his life. They're still watching him. He can't get quite out of it. Gonna have to rotate around and try to find another angle as he is tricky. He does go down though.
Yeah, I was just about to say Cade injured, yet to be confirmed though. Down but not out, is possibly going to get revived, but will have just a little bit of HP. They do drop down. The Bucky is going to go on the window, is going to try and deny the revive, but isn't successful in his mission. As Matt does instantly re-swing and taken down instantly. Future takes some shots, and with an amazing flick onto KP, it's all up Terror in the 1 versus 3, although we've seen him in a similar position before, and it is ever so possible he does it, but it is getting unlikely by the second. Only 28 seconds left.
Oh,
5-1 Terror with the triple, potential for the 4K though, Whiskey, as Zach, the Habana does swing out, does take some shots, no damage though. Zach with the fuser in hand though is going to be forced to play aggressive on the rotate. It is now aware, flash out, does force him out, but no, Terror does come up short and Zach takes him down.
Wow, explosive performance as Terra has just been all over the place. Couple of C4 kills, couple of almost clutches, just not quite enough as Habana did find, of course, that it's just better. That was just a little bit better game sense gameplay on where they were going. Was watching him through the walls the whole time, able to finally connect with that kill. Castle proving the bane of Terra at the end of that round as he got locked right into the corner.
I mean, Terror was, it wasn't even a cast of curse. It was, what's the opposite of a cast of curse, Whiskey?
Is it a bless?
A cast of bless, maybe, because I mean, we said Terror's been in a similar position before, but it's getting more unlikely by the second, and yet he then gets that amazing 2K, well, arguably 3K, because those two lead him to 3. Just, I mean, I'm speechless in the way he's almost done. That was a very close round. It does go to the 1v1. Mistakes on both sides, though, that do need to be fixed quickly.
Absolutely. Yep.
I mean,
plenty of opportunities for growth there. Yeah.
But it's also the fact that Dukey was in such an exposed position. Not only does he find one, he is then allowed to move away unharmed and with his life.
Tough play. We need some more, definitely. I mean, they're bringing the intel ops. They were bringing the IQ, sussing out where people are at, but we're not bringing much in the form of trying to suss out where the heck these roamers that are obviously going to be roaming. I mean, this is border, right? We're going to have roamers. They're not bringing many of those ops to try to suss that game out. And with no drones and you're pushing into sight, that is a recipe for disaster. And they paid for their hubris, as you said. Dukey able to find the kill and get the heck out of there, preserve his life for another one.
I still stand by the fact, Whiskey. We said this is gonna go to map 3, right at the top. Not even in the game, in the pre-show, and well, both teams proving exactly why it should and it will happen. And you know what? I am excited. Duke taking a lot of damage though. Is once again allowed to get away with his life. This time unpunished, unscathed, and does take a huge amount of damage. It is going to be a huge impact on the round. Yet does still have that C4 in hand. So 2 C4s on the board for North Cartel, which can be and will be utilized drastically. And Swiss is aware of the players playing millimeters away from his position through the use of the Solar. Seeing the Dokubi under his kills in quick succession terrifies one. Fanu though does instantly refrag onto Swiss, but a team kill comes out. Fanu does find himself taken down by his teammate Zach. The ace. I mean, that's not ideal if you're ForbiddenGG. It's kind of handing North Cartel the man advantage on a silver platter, and well, it's not exactly what you're wanting moving in to the final minute and a quarter, or minute and 40 left now of this round. Doofy does again take a huge amount of damage and does manage to get away unscathed, but Future walks in the building, finds 1, finds 2, isn't allowed to find the third, though as Mac does refrag, takes down Future, puts it at 2 versus 2. I would say the man advantage was handed to North Cartel on a silver platter. Snatched away by Future, and it is now restored. Zeno and Zach, the last 2 on the side of ForbiddenGG, the Buck and the Ace, 2 incredibly important operators in this attack left, not the ones.
Mac on that smoke and full health. Aruni as well. Going to have that devastating DMR, which we've talked about, in the right hands is incredibly OP, as Onigiri had proved with his kill record at SI. So here we sit. 49 seconds left in the match, and now, finally, they're starting to get a little bit of that top control. Just going to start opening up the floors, looking to find where the heck these two are sitting at. Still have to remain vigilant for that potential roam, as Mac is sitting outside of sight.
Yeah, Xenon is playing a lot of vertical, but through the vertical play of Xenon, KP is found in his claims, putting Mac in a 1 versus 2 with the SMG-11 in hand, followed up by the M590 in his back pocket, which isn't ideal. He is going to be forced to swing, but Xenon says no, and it takes a couple shots and finds Mac. There's no big drastic plays that happen there. It was simple siege, and that's what we like.
That's right. So that's the half, baby, of map number 1, and we see a standard 4-2 split, but it's on the side of the attacker. I mean, it can go either way depending on what type of pace is set at the beginning of the match, and ForbiddenGG just carried that pace all the way through the half, taking them to a 4-2, and putting them pretty ideal for some defensive play here on border. I'm excited to see how we're gonna see the switch up between the two attacking teams. Is North Cartel going to bring that same aggro approach as we head down to, is that bathrooms for our first site?
I do believe so. It is, and I mean, that's interesting. We're going straight to bathrooms as our primary bomb site here, Whiskey. I mean, personally, I love it. If I was within GG, or if I was North Cartel, sorry, that would be my primary bomb site. Well, that's just because I love the site, not because I play it well. But it is interesting. Normally we see it as our tertiary bomb site, but we're seeing it as a primary, which is, I wouldn't even say questionable. Just I'm gonna say it weird.
Yeah, it's a strange call. But if it's the site, like you say, that you're most comfortable with, and you need to just find yourselves 2 rounds to put yourself on match point, obviously we're expecting an up top hold, right? Here's what I love, though, that North Cartel is doing that ForbiddenGG wasn't doing on their attacking rounds, is they brought out the roam game. They're trying to suss out where the heck these people are at. And, baby, KP's on that Bravo. We have the run out from Future, doesn't find anything. Is Babe able to preserve his life, get back inside, and here he goes. The Ash Bush going to start taking some of this bottom floor control.
Map control on border is key, Whiskey, as you and I both know, and as the players should know as well. And if there's one thing that North Cartel are extremely good at, proven via previous games, is taking map control despite the map. And well, again, we don't want to fanboy, we don't want to put the spotlight on it, but having Swiss on the roster is going to be a huge part of that. And I keep Cartel this man. Swiss taken down, Terra taken down as well, and it's now a 3 versus 5. But as I was saying, having Swiss on this roster, who is a very good entry player, and the main point of an entry is to take map control at the end of the day. So it doesn't really matter. The Future finds one more. It's a 5 versus 2. I think I should stop talking. Future? What is that shot though? Outrageous Fisker to close it down. What a shot! I think I should stop talking, Whiskey, because I say one thing and all the complete opposite happens.
It's just absolutely amazing. Your game sense is off the charts, my friend.
The caster curse is really running through my veins tonight.
Yeah, he's pumped up on the caster curse. And now, defense, ForbiddenGG taking another round, putting themselves up 5-2, 1 round away from match point on map number 1. And now, we're going to head up to the generally primary site up top.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
And I like them showing the Flores out the gate as well. A huge operator able to take down a lot of that extension utility could be huge with no mute on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, I hate to say it. Looking at the operator roster now, there is only one change, I think, and that is the Wamai. Dare I say it was an accident they went there?
10 seconds remaining.
Because nothing's changed other than the Wamai and the Jaeger actually. So it might have been, but I mean, it's something to think about. Future back on the Azami though, we did see him run out in previous rounds. Isn't going to do it this time round, and he is going to play slightly more concise and chilled out. And I stopped talking. I give up.
Yeah. So, and look at that too. The Jaeger opted for the DP cam over the observation blockers. You a fan of those observation blockers?
The observation blockers are still yet to, much like Thorn as an operator, still yet to be discovered their true potential. Yes, they're useful for drones, and obviously the Iana Geminis, they are useful to block their vision, but what is the most effective way to use them? And that is something the competitive Siege community are still yet to discover. So it is just a case of, let's wait and see. Personally, I'm a fan of it. I like the concept, I like the idea, and well, you know what else I like? Dookie getting 1 kill straight off the board. Dookie though is injured. He's going to be a slither of health. Fisker does swing out, take down Match, does get away with a slither of HP. A lick of a bullet will kill him.
Helping a teammate.
There we're gonna get able to pick up the homie as Dookie gets revived, now putting us into a 4v2 as things are starting to pop off quite quickly. It's all now on the shoulders of Zeno and the smoke as they're gonna battle for this last whole minute and 35. Plenty of time to suss out where the heck these guys are, plenty of time to send some drone in to be a menace, but it's almost full HP versus low HP as Ash, Swiss, on the side of the attackers, the only one at full health, everybody within inches of dying themselves.
Attackers have
Most
located a bomb.
definitely. Well, there is still plenty of time though, Whiskey, for this to go either way and go KP taking down Zatch, and again, cast a curse once again. I now think this is obviously a North Cartel round. They played their card perfectly. They played it absolutely spot on. This is a textbook Siege 4 versus 1. Xenon though is on the Wamai, does take down one. That is Swiss off the board, but we are going to see a post-plant situation coming out from Terra, who is the plant of the ace on the side of North Cartel. And well, they're now just going to play long angles. They are now just going to play outside the building, which is going to make the Wamai of Xeno just that little bit harder. It's going to make his life that little bit harder.
Yep, it's a low HP and a dream here with 20 seconds before getting that defuse. They're going to find him quite easy as they know about where he's at. KP going to find that final kill. As you said it, North Cartel does find themselves the dub on round number 8. Trying to start their climb back, bring themselves back into contention. It's 5-3. Inside of 9, and we're going to head back up top. Second verse, same as the first. We're going to try that again.
One thing I think we have to highlight from North Cartel here, Whiskey, was the discipline in the dying stages, in the post-plant situation of that round. They were in the 4 versus 1. They were evidently going to win it with a post-plant on the board with only 30 seconds left. And yet they still proceeded to hold long angles, hold crossfires, hold the angles, and not swing. That was really well done because, you know, as both you and I know as casters, we've probably seen it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times of our years of casting. Those 4v1s can very quickly turn to 1v0s.
Absolutely, it's the hubris, it's the throwing bodies, it's the, for sure, we play this every single day, we do this all the time, we're gonna swing them at the same time, but then you have somebody like Tara, who was in Bathroom, who can take both of those gunfights at the same time, and a 1v4 quickly turns into a 1v2, quickly turns into a, well, defense just won that one, and it was almost gonna be the case there, except for ForbiddenGG, like you said, had that incredible discipline, held the long angles, sent one in to do a little bit of the peeking, and then rested on their laurels of holding the long angle. It was a great play by the defense.
It is, and it is just one thing that North Cartel did perfectly well. They absolutely had that discipline. However, I will say I am slightly disappointed we didn't see it get close because Xeno, I would have loved to see it because, I mean, we do love to see some huge plays now and again. We like close games, we like huge plays, we don't like boring games where it's 7-0s.
Yep, absolutely, and this one's starting to turn into it as, oh, KP gets taken off the board. Huge pick for ForbiddenGG as man advantage drops into ForbiddenGG's favor quite early into the round. Still a minute off the board, and they're going to find Xeno. There can be no clutch potential for him on this next one. Followed up quickly as Swiss finds himself a kill, and Future going to trade back onto Dookie, put this into a 3v3, just out, or just inside a few minutes left.
Amazing coordination from North Cartel. Quick kills in quick succession. It's put them on, well, did for brief moments put them on, you know, the front foot, not the back foot. The front foot did have the upper hand, but it is instantly restored by ForbiddenGG. Nonetheless, though, it is all slowed right down from the side of North Cartel with Max does find Future while trying to rotate out. That is the Azami again. Crucial player impacting on the board as well as to keep the barriers, yet they do still have the Solus with 1 impact in pocket and Zach the Maestro with 2 in pocket as, oh no, Vanu goes the away and Swiss takes advantage and claims 1. The only thing left now is Zach with the shotgun in hand on Maestro. He does pick down 1. Mac, who does have the defuse, is now dropped, yet now has to be retrieved by North Cartel, which they have done just now, and all up Zach. It's all going to be a bit slow now as Zach does try and swing, and Swiss does take him down nice and quickly. Simple siege once again, what it is exactly what we like to see.
Yeah, it's a nice mix of traditional and contemporary siege, as we are seeing a lot of the push into sight and force the retake by the defense, but we're also seeing those like heavy roams and those taking the gunfights outside of sight where most players are happening. I love the combo of new and old siege being played here.
Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, perfect. You know, new siege being the TDM meta, old siege being, you know, util information meta. I mean, information is always a meta at the point, but
True.
You know, obviously we saw Maestro in play. When do you ever see Maestro in play in competitive play anymore?
True.
So it's nice to see, as you said, the combination of both starting to slowly be phased into competitive play. You know, we are still very thick and deep into the TDM meta, but we are starting to come out the other side of it, I believe. Evidently,
I think so too.
in that evidently though, in this sort of mixture between old and new.
So ForbiddenGG does take a timeout as North Cartel able to find themselves 2 in a row, got themselves a little bit of a streak going on, and the timeouts work just like you'd see it in any other sports. Used to sit and talk about it, used to slow down that momentum, kind of try to ice the other team, put yourselves back in the place where you're going to find 1 round to get yourself to match point, and then 1 round. Let's see if it lines up. Go ahead.
One thing to note here, Whiskey, is obviously we're back at Bathroom Tellers, and last time we were here, we did see North Cartel go very quickly. They took that map control within moments of the game, and they did that extremely well. And it obviously ended up with some kills falling behind them. Mephisto has picked up the Melusi, which obviously, as we're aware, her Banshees, you face them down and, well, it makes some noise, it makes you walk slower, it makes your screen vibrate ever so slightly. They are an annoyance in some cases, and it is one thing that is a good adaptation that is being brought by ForbiddenGG. Alternatively, they have also brought the Aruni with, again, DMR in hand, DMR is OP. 2 shots, you're dead. Alternatively, they have also, she also does have the Aruni gates, which is a bit of sight denial and a bit of utility burn as well.
Yeah, I love the call of bringing the Melusi out, right? Because not only is it all of those things that you described, but it's a sound cue, you know. And in a game of intel and inches, Melusi can prove pretty huge, as you can hear those things going off from like across the board. I like the call. It's a game of adaptability, and this is where they're showing it right here. Take a time out, talk about it, change up the strat just a bit, see if they can find themselves, secure themselves another W.
And this is the exact siege I love to see, you know. You have a base strat, but the strat is fluid. The strat is open to adaptability, to be changed. And, you know, I hate it when teams only have one strat. And what is that? That cut through a wall, finds Future to take the kill nice and quickly. A question mark coming in chat. What was Future doing? That was none of his business swinging, but it doesn't really matter. A kill with the F2 as Fanu finds one, so the Lions can through giving Swiss a free kill. Is aware of the Aruni's position, jumping through the window, caught with his back turned, and Swiss claims one. And it's now all in the hands of North Cartel as Dookie finds one. What a shot! Zeno finds himself taken down, and once again, all in the hands of North Cartel in the 4v2 situation. As we move into the final 1 minute and 15 left on the board, still ample amount of time for this goes either way. Zach says no, takes down KP, tries to claw back what is left of this round.
Man, and in a minute left, 2 great operators still on the board as the smoke canisters start to go out, making it a little tough to breathe on in. Still got 2 grenades in the pocket of Ayana, could be doing some destruction from downtown to get some of the soft peaks going out. Selma charges, opening up the holes, going to get themselves ready to execute position with 43 seconds left on the board and start pushing in. Diffuser in hand, it's a 3v2. Swiss still on the board, and Ace getting taken down, now taking us to a 2v2. Prof finds himself one. It's 30 seconds left, and it's resting on the shoulders of the defense, and they are doing it.
Oh, most definitely. Profisca finds one more, though, to find his 2k. And it is none other than Swiss who is found. Some flashes come out by Dookie. The Buck on the side of North Cartel. Yet to find anyone, though, is full HP against Profisca and Zach. The Smoke and the Melusi, the 2 operators that you are wanting left alive in these dying moments of the round. Only 5 seconds left. He has to find one. He has to find 2, though, but doesn't find any. Zach takes him down, and it puts ForbiddenGG on match point.
So this is exactly what you just said. I'll call it a caster curse again. We found ourselves in a 4v2 scenario with still a ton of time left on the board for the attacking team to get in, suss out these locations, take these gunfights on a 2v1, and very quickly and very rapidly, ForbiddenGG knocked them down. They took those gunfights one at a time. Aim Lab not paying off on the side of North Cartel, as now we're on match point for map number 1.
All getting now extremely close. You know, as we said in the pre-show, Whiskey, this is probably a do-or-die moment for North Cartel. You know, they win this, they secure their place in the playoffs, and not only that, they go second in the minor league. They lose this, they have to win their next game, and it is a must-have, must-win game, or else their run in Nebula League Season 1 over, done with, goodbye, we'll see you in Season 2. So this is a must-win game. If they don't win this, then it just gets ever so close, and it makes their run even harder.
Oh Lord, I love it. We talk about adaptability, and the 6-pick rings out for KP as the mountain gets brought up. He's the walking drone, able to take sight and point out locations, just be a general menace. I freaking love a Monty play. This might be exactly what North Cartel needs.
I am ever so disappointed though, Whiskey. We haven't seen the faithful play. There is no vent rush that has happened. Yes, we're going to see a very small vent rush happen as Dookie does take damage though. Anyway, we are going to see a very minor vent rush happen there. But it's not the traditional Lion Dokkaebi blitz vent rush that we all know and love and see. Dookie does find one though. Future down yet to be confirmed. Zatch finds one with the M590 as well as Swiss also finds one more, finds two in fact. As one more is down though and is now confirmed. And was down but had been confirmed by Swiss to find a 3k post that situation though. And it's all going to be shut down by North Cartel. North Cartel say no, we stay in this for one more round courtesy of Swiss.
I love it. I love a quick plant. I love a quick execute. I love a Monte Call. You're right. It wasn't the setup that we normally see, getting some maybe that Capital or the Finca involved as well with some of that health. But it was a great switch up. You're not going to be able to pull that one off again 2 rounds in a row, North Cartel. So this is the round really where we see what you're made of here. It's match point. You're 1 away from taking this to OT. You did the quick trick play that worked out in your favor, getting you that 1 closer, which you needed. Great call on by the IGL. But here is the decisive round. Here's where we see, you know, what your guts are made of.
I mean, before the match before the action phase even starts, then Whiskey, so we can't cast Curse overtime? Could we be seeing?
I'm hoping so. We talked about North Cartel really having to get these wins, so it's like a lot of pressure on the line for these guys, and I think we're gonna see it. They are really fighting tooth and nail, even after the timeout to slow that momentum, able to find themselves 3 to get themselves 1 away from pushing this to OT. I think we go.
Oh, I mean, that is perfectly said. We are back to vents once more, though. Looking at this operator roster of North Cartel, they are going for a very... My prediction, sorry, is they are going for a very, not slow, but very concise and concise take. You know, you got the Zero, you have the Buck, who are very, I mean, I find information operators, but not so much. Like, but KB picked up the Zero. That is a recipe for drones and being an annoyance to ForbiddenGG. Nonetheless, though, let's not worry about what it could be happening or what we could be seeing. We're seeing it right in front of us now, Whiskey. This could be the final round of order, or we could be seeing 2, 3, maybe even 4 more.
So here's what I loved. Oh my gosh! I just was not even ready for that. Swiss finds the headshot, body bounce tipped in favor of North Cartel. Finds himself a double! Now in 2 minutes left on the board, and huge man advantage as Mac also finds the kill headshot onto Future. Just hit the 1 minute mark, and they're gonna go ahead and take Swiss off the board as we get ourselves into a 4v2. It's a situation we've seen before. ForbiddenGG trying to put this one away. North Cartel trying to stay in this and take it to overtime, but they've been here before in a 4v2. They did bring the Zero out, like you talked about. He's got 4 cams, could get that intel, not allow this defense to come back from the 4v2 situation. Plenty of time for North Cartel to take this to OT.
I was completely wrong, Whiskey. This isn't a slow and concise and precise take. This is a taking gunfights. We're the better team. We can gun them down. We have the better gun skill take, and it's evidently in this performance. Dookie finds one more KB to close it out nice and quickly. We didn't even get into the final minute before that round ended. Whiskey, we have overtime. Map 1 on border.
OT, baby! Boy, I couldn't have asked for a better gunfight. North Cartel really showing up on the back end of this match to prove that they deserve to be here, right? We're talking about all of the players that are in playing competition Siege, are varying levels of expertise in their gameplay, but they all deserve to be here. They put the work in. They've done the AIM lab. They've done the Kovacs. They've done the strat talks, the early mornings, the late nights, all trying to get to that big Siege stage. And North Cartel showing why they're here. Because they take us to overtime, baby. I love it.
Oh, I completely agree with you. They have done their homework, and they have done it to perfection, Whiskey. Clearly have done late nights dry runs, late night theory sessions, early morning dry runs, early morning theory sessions, scrims, 24 hours, 365, and it's all leading up to this moment. This is overtime. We could be seeing, well, we do get to see 2 more rounds of perfect siege, or we could be seeing 3, maybe even 4.
Okay, so based on what we've been watching, who's taking round number 1 here?
5 seconds left.
You know what? North Cartel. No
I think so
questions
too.
asked. They have put up such an incredible performance so far. They were 4-2 down. They were 5-2 down. Whiskey. We're seeing overtime. That is just unfathomable to imagine that against a team like ForbiddenGG, who are, we cannot stress enough how honed in and focused and warmed up these guys will be coming into this match. Because they've already played a competitive game today, they will be absolutely on point. You know, North Cartel might have done a scrim, maybe a BO3, maybe 3 best of ones, you know. ForbiddenGG have played against a very good German team, UCAN, who they're going to be completely warmed up against, but it doesn't matter, because clearly it's not paid off. Swiss finds 1 instantly refragged though by Future to put the man advantage back to even. There is a huge top floor presence moving into the mid floor as well, as we are back to bathroom tennis, we forgot to mention. But it's millimeters away from KB as shots go through the wall. No yellow pings either. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity. He does just come up short, does just miss out as the Aruni of Fanu does rotate back into Tellers as the Ash of Dookie does walk down the main stairs and does jump to the center.
Yeah, 4-4 apiece here, just inside a minute and a half left to go for the first round of overtime on the first map. And here we go, is KP going to start getting some of those SAM cams out. Cool thing about the Zero rework that just went down, now once he pierces the wall, any of the homies can get on and use those. C4 does go out, but it's going to find no joy, as the soft ping was just a little too late. Gets himself pivoted, ready to take that gunfight on the stairs as well. And so we head to a minute 7, no C4s on the board. 1 impact still going to be able to use by Malusi.
Whiskey, it's becoming to the point where this is coming to the point in Siege where I'd say this is the gun phase. We're moving into the final 50 seconds. It's not on about who has the better strat, not on about who has the better execute or the better defense. It's all now about gun skill. Moving into the final 45 seconds. Now it is still that 4 versus 4. Yes, they can still get the plant down, but to get that plant down, they have to win the gunfights. And well, if there's anything more that, if there's one thing I like in Siege, it is just absolute onslaught, kill after kill after kill. As Zach finds 1 Sarah off the board. Refrag though onto Future. As Zach finds 1 more. Dookie did take down Future. And it's now the 3 versus 2. The man advantage in on the side of ForbiddenGG. This could be our prediction wrong here. Whiskey is 1 more, which is a triple for Zach. It's Mac taken down. It's the Twitch, but 1 comes out. Dookie finds 1. The man that's got the most experience on the roster, except from Swiss. He has played in Benelux oh so long ago. Yet to do it once more though. But it's none in voice though. ForbiddenGG take the first round of overtime.
Yep, so that was unfortunate. Diffuser got cold up top above the hatch, and all the defense had to do was hide and wait for a potential swing. Keeping 1 completely off site, making sure that there's no potential to get the kills to end that in the last 12 seconds. And you said it, ForbiddenGG finding the first dub of overtime, taking us to a 7-6 and match point. Ooh. North Cartel, here's the time. You guys pushed in very quickly. You had some great gunfights going on, but it was too little too late. Here's what we're going to see if you can pull it off on the defensive side of it, which, I don't know, we could be looking at a ForbiddenGG dub here, as didn't a lot of those dubs, or a lot of those round wins come on off the attacking side of it.
ForbiddenGG have to play their cards to the exact point they want to. This now comes down to what, and it's a phrase that is used most commonly in sport, such as football. What is ForbiddenGG's bottle like? Are they going to completely bottle this and take it to an overtime match point where, well, we all want to see it? is this going to be ended here, right now, right there, right then? It's going to go 8-6. It is now, what is ForbiddenGG going to pull out the bag? What is North Cartel going to pull out the bag? Obviously, North Cartel don't have as much pressure right now. They know they win this round, they still have one more. Alternatively, they lose this round, they have no more. So pressure, equal amounts on both sides.
Yep, and to do so, defense brought out the intel going Swiss on that Solus. Also, KP back again on that Echo, which proved to be a great couple of rounds as they were able to deny that plant. 4 sets of nades in the pocket of ForbiddenGGs. They, of course, go with that Sledge and Iana combo again. Several times dying before the Sledge being taken out, before he could utilize some of those grenades. Lots of late round explosion play on the attacking side of it. A little unusual, but seemed to be effective.
Efficiency is key in Siege, especially in these very, very late rounds being overtime. Terra, though, does find the opening kill, does find the frag coming from the M590 of the Mute, which, I mean, the M590 is just so OP. Does take down planning the Thatcher. An incredibly crucial kill moving into the execute, the setup for ForbiddenGG, as now they can't get anything off the walls. It is now up to the hard breacher of Zatch, the ace on the side of ForbiddenGG. He is the lone breacher. He has to try and get everything off the wall to be able to use his ace charges, his Selma charges. Bit of a slower round though, Whiskey, we're seeing, as North Cartel are playing a very defensive, very defensive here.
Yeah, I love it. 2 people down below holding on the angles for the verticality, waiting for him to push in on the obvious door. But Terra does fall as the as the 85 rings out, geez, and now Mac finds himself a sniper shoddy kill onto Future, now putting us down into a 3v3. It's that gunner phase you talk about. 44 seconds left. Dookie about to find himself a contest as he's walking in the double doors and check around back just to make sure. And here we go. He's gonna start ringing in. He's got the intel, knows he's there, takes the shot, finds himself a headshot, now putting us into a 2v3. North Cartel looking pretty good here for this last 30 seconds. Gonna find themselves in a familiar situation where we hide and wait. Take the gunfights only if necessary. Dookie with a little bit of spray through. It's 17 seconds left.
This is a very similar situation for North Cartel, a very familiar one as well. We've been here before, and we're going to be here again. As Dookie finds one more, the key player in this overtime round. He's pulled this back. Dookie has said, no, thank you. We stay in this for one more round. He isn't going to confirm the last kill. The time is going to confirm it. North Cartel take us to overtime match points.
And that was just a masterclass of defensive siege. Get your early picks, bunker back down, and when it comes to that last gunner round, as you talk about it, boy, take up yourself some pretty long spots, really force those gunfights, really make them have to take the scenic route to find you. And we're 7-7. It's the whole hog. It's going the distance, the whole 9 yards on map number 1. It's a face check for all the ego, baby, and each one are trying to knock each other square in the jaw. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the full 9 yards for both teams here. Overtime match point. This does decide it. This one round decides who takes map 1 in this Titan face-off. These are 2 Titans, excuse me, in the minor league, and obviously this is battle for second, and obviously this is battle for North Cartel's playoff position.
I love Dookie bringing out the Osa showing. I mean, potential for the 6th pick, of course, but pretty standard. We see her on border all the time. Have we seen her yet? This match?
No, I don't believe so. The question is, this will decide everything here.
10 seconds remaining.
What gun is Osa running?
Ha! That is the question.
There is only one correct answer, and it's a bit of a controversial one.
Attackers are moving
The
out.
PDW9 is the only one.
To say it's the clear and only call, and if you disagree, you're wrong.
A lot of people like to run. I can't remember what Thermite's gun is, but a lot of people say it's the better option, which to an extent it is. But the PDW9 does hold a lot of bullet, does hold more bullet, has a faster fire rate, and has a 1.5, much like the other gun she has. But I mean, it is the superior option.
Yeah, especially when you're playing on a shield. You're going for those quick peeks up top and to the side. Jiggle beacon on the side. You need something that's going to have that fire rate. That's going to be able to take advantage
Exactly.
of
It,
your
it,
quick
it does.
movement.
You've also got to remember it does increase mobility movement as well, I believe, because it is lighter. It is a lighter gun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's not waffling about Osa's guns. A C4 ripped and prepped, but yet to be thrown is Swiss taking down the first player to fall in this final round of border. And can we just point out Swiss? You're 17 and 13, man.
Sheesh.
You are Swiss is fragging out closely, followed behind his teammate Dookie, 12 and 8, who is obviously on the O side as we were commenting on before. North Cartel completely fragging out there. They are non-stop, won't stop. Let's not give them a chance. A long angle being played by Zeno, the Oryx, who is going to cause some issues. As they are going to have to clear him out, but there is only one way to clear him out, and it's one way in, one way out from the position that North Cartel are in, and it's going to cause some major problems for them. They have to try and clear these roamers or these off-site players' minds even quicker than what they have previously been doing. With only a minute and 14 left, we are very slowly going to be entering it once again, that gunning phase, and with Swiss off the board and North Cartel having the man disadvantage after one man deficit. It's not the greatest. Could be restored though, as he is aware of Xeno's position. Both players inches away from each other's heads. They are unaware, but Dookie finds one to instantly be refragged by Xeno. Man advantage restored back in the favor of ForbiddenGG.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Sheesh, it's 47 seconds left on the board. They do got the walls open, still have Future playing down below. Could be huge in a post-plant scenarios. He still does have, or in a pre-plant scenarios, he still does have that one impact on the board. Able to see where the heck the plant's going down. It's looking pretty good here in the last 30 seconds for this defense. Attacking team gonna have to get real aggro and start to push in, but they got to deal with this shotgun. Oh my gosh, put ourselves, as the F2 does find himself a kill, it's down to the 3-2 in the favor of the defense. Still gonna have to deal with Fanu on this shotgun. The long angle takes a DMR kill onto Mac, now putting this all in the shoulders of Terra as he pushes in 9 seconds. It's a familiar situation, and it's gonna be ForbiddenGG finding the headshot and taking the OT dub. Sheesh.
Wow, oh wow. ForbiddenGG taking this map, this was their map pick, wasn't it? Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Maybe, possibly. I believe so. This was ForbiddenGG's map pick, which puts them at a slight, I mean, dare I say, this is kind of scary for ForbiddenGG. Their map pick, they have to go to max OT.
That's a tough situation to find yourself in, yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see what North Cartel are gonna do on Chalet, which is their map pick, I believe, and then obviously to move on to Oregon. But well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I mean, what a map so far! What a match so far! These two titans clashing together. I mean, I don't know about you, but my favorite map is up next, so I'm excited.
Chalet. Yeah, it's the side of the Snow Brawl, which is one of my favorite events. Got strats all of its own. We head to the French Alps. Gonna take on this nice ski lodge atmosphere. If you've ever played around a siege, you probably played it on Chalet. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get ourselves a quick break here to get the map set up, get the players in the lobby. Go find yourself your favorite beverage, sit back and relax, and Velocity and I will be right back.
Off to the snowy Alps of France we go. Chalet is our map of choice coming away from the Middle East of Border. Complete polar opposites. I'm still your caster Velocity. Joining me, none other than Mr. Whiskey. Whiskey, what a match we witnessed.
Boy, I tell you what, it's one of my favorite maps, and it did not disappoint. It was a back and forth. We saw some dynamic leads. We saw some amazing comebacks, and it was everything that you'd want in a best of three here that is promising to go the distance. And Chalet, it's going to be just as good, man. Right? We've got the dominant top floor site. We've got the horrendous basement push in, and then of course in this age of verticality, we've been seeing a ton of first floor, bar gaming and kitchen dining holds. I love it.
Oh, I mean, who wouldn't love it? But yeah, we have to remember this is North Cartel's map pick. We saw them have such a dominant start to Border. Well, not a dominant start, but just such a dominant half in Border. They went to max OT, they went to overtime match point. It was 7-7. They did, unfortunately, just come up short, which is unfortunate. Nonetheless, though, we are going to get to see them on their map pick on Chalet, my personal favourite map. I am excited, okay, for this map. Because let's be honest, I think North Cartel take this. I think North Cartel just take this in general. Like, this is their map pick. Yes, they have a sub. But on your map, it shouldn't matter if you have a sub, if you have one sub, if you have two subs. You should be able to have a decent footing.
Well, here's the deal, right? Border is one thing, right? It may not be a map that every single team is proficient at, but Chalet, even with a sub in here, especially one that plays at that caliber, that level of gameplay, you're gonna know where your specific need is gonna be. It's gonna be different on the defense, or it's gonna be different on Chalet than it is on Border, because it's all of these default spots. And Swiss, I think, might be able to fit into that. So I'm gonna agree with you on this one, and also because I want to see it the whole hog. I want to see it go the distance. I think North Cartel takes this as well.
Well, I said it at the start, but it's confirmed now. Off to the snowy Alps we go. My favourite map in the entirety of competitive Siege is underway, and the bans. Well, need we say much more? I think I think they're going to be default bans here. Flores, Dokkaebi, Mirror, and I don't know, Solus,
I bet Solus is kicked off the board for sure.
Oh, straight away. I mean, the trouble that it caused within GG. I mean, Swiss had an incredible performance on Solus. He played her to an absolute textbook performance. Well, it's not even textbook, just absolute textbook. And well, I mean, needless to say, it's going to be kicked off the board. But my two ban predictions are right so far. But the Fenrir coming out from North Cartel, completely understandable.
Yeah, and we talked about it before. A lot of teams might not have the exact strat on how to utilize him exactly. Where does he fit into the lineup? Who are you giving up to play the Fenrir? And if another team does, he can be a huge advantage. So yeah, get him out of the board. He's vying for that, and there it is, the Solus. He's vying for that #1 ban spot that the Architect Azami sits in right now, who comes in generally at a whopping 68% banned from gameplay. Fenrir giving her a run for her money on that. And with that being said, those two taken off the board, the Fenrir and the Solus, that leaves 3 of the golden ringers of defense that we talk about. Valkyrie with that intel, the Architect, going to be seeing a lot of library and top mezzanine play from her, I believe. And of course, Mira should have come down to it for some of those tertiary sites.
I am happy that I got 3 out of the 4 correct on the ban phase. I call that a incredible success on my end.
I say that's Dub City population velocity.
Exactly. Well, off top floor we go. The dominant top floor, very defender side we go. It's it's understandable. We do see it come out first here. Nonetheless, though, we are seeing not interesting picks, but we have got the Valkyrie. We don't see Valkyrie be picked too much on this site because, well, she isn't exactly useful. Where you're going to put your cameras? Well, anywhere you really want. they don't really come into much use here. You're better off bringing, that sort of echo player that can, run around with the yokais and, well, then deny the plant. Alternatively, Frost, we don't see her too much. Completely understandable why she's being brought. You have to play Windows so heavily on this top floor site. You may as well bring her. You might get a welcome back kill, but this is nice and quick from North Cartel. It's Terror and Swiss are already in the building in Mudroom, doubling up and are aware of the Whammy of Xeno, who is already been taken down. Future, sorry, it was a Valkyrie of Future. Xeno is instantly engaged. He finds one, he finds two to kick it off straight away. And Swift for a refrag. Back to the man, advantage restored. Whiskey is quick. It's happening all quick over here in Chalet round 1.
2 minutes and 17 seconds still left on the board, and we already find ourselves in a 3v3. Swish pushing up these library stairs, trying to take the engagements on the wall, but is going to get found out as his head gets ripped off, taking us now body balance in favor of ForbiddenGG. Ace going to get that Selma charge out, start opening up those holes. We got a grenade going out, going to try to get those mutes off the board, able to get themselves into sight now, and here we got is Frost holding the long angle onto which is inevitably going to be the execute push. That was all within like 30 seconds of gameplay velocity. What? I love it!
I mean, map control is key once again, especially on a map like Chalet. I mean, map control is key in Siege, full stop, end of, no questions asked. But especially on Chalet, where yellow paints are coming out, and it is Mac, the Sledge of Mac, who does find the receiving end of it. Does take some damage, does scale away with his life, with only a slight punishment of a sliver of damage. It is the mute of Fanu, though, who does find himself dropping down into kitchen. Is going to go for the backstab. Both players now on K9, or one mezzanine, one on K9 window, looking into the main breach, and are unable to locate any of the ForbiddenGG players. Drones are out, but only one in pocket for Sledge and two in pocket for Ace. Aren't utilising those two drones enough in the dying rounds in this second. 50 seconds left on the clock, well into, as what we were talking about last round, the fragging phase onto Chalet in round 1 here.
So yeah, here we are as now Mac makes his way inside, jumps back out, a little bit of a sound cue. Oh, and there it is!
I told you!
KP gets taken down into a Frost mat. Huge play, and that's going to be the defense taking that win as Frost is able to find that last kill as well. I was going to say, in the NA, at least in the T4, T3, and T2 scene, Frost is almost essential on every single map, or on every single site, except where we're heading right now, Wine Cellar. It was a great call. You cursed him straight in to the Frost trap, and ForbiddenGG going to take their first round. Here on map number 2.
I mean, it was well played from both sides. I mean, North Cartel took that map control incredibly quickly, and well, the frags came out within, as you said, 30 seconds, 40 seconds into the rounds. They absolutely dominated. But it was then that swing, well, it wasn't even the swing, it was just the single alone whammy of Xeno playing in games, who just really pulled that around back with an incredible double kill coming out and does get away. Well, doesn't get away from it alive, sorry, is claimed by Swiss. However, it really put North Cartel on the back foot, and obviously Swiss then does try and walk up blue and finds him taken down. It was such a good round to start off with, and I'm not exactly sure what Profisco is trying here, but, well, he's going to try something, and whatever he's trying, he's hopefully going to make work, and that is sneaky. What?
Write that down, folks. That's coming to a ranked round near you. What a freaking shot. I love it.
They are
trying to mute trick.
He is going to try and mute trick. Is it going to happen? No,
Oh!
Max finds one. They're going incredibly quickly. KP does have 4, 3, 2, and 1 in a post-plant situation. Profisca finds one. Max instantly refrag Profisca. Swiss is taken down. He was the Glaz, and now it's all in a post-plant situation. Attackers become defenders. Defenders become attackers. The pace is going to slow down. Incredibly slow now as Max finds one more to find his triple. 2 left away from the ace, the 5k. Pencil, whatever you want to call it, but it is going to be taken away by Dookie in future. Struck down by the Ash player. It is all up to Xeno, who is going to swing. Dookie takes it down, finds a 2k, and gives North Cartel a round.
What? I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. The quick execute is one of my favorite all-time plays in Siege. I'm a huge protect the president fan, so I love when we get to see some objective-based gameplay and they get that diffuser down. But when you do it with such tenacity as that, having Thatcher run in to the closet to take that kill straight out the gate as well, get the plant down, that was a beautiful catch him off guard play and a really heads-up call by the IGL spot. Nobody was in sight to take that battle.
I mean, I really will not lie to you. For a brief second, I thought Thatcher was mute, and I thought it was a team kill. But then remembered we were watching the mute, so I'm not exactly sure what crossed my mind. But I mean, I have to agree, incredible IGLing coming out there. And I believe the IGL on the side of North Cartel is KP. Don't hold me to that.
I could
be very wrong.
Don't feel bad, because I also thought that same thing when he rushed in. I think it was because there's no way that an attacker is going to be in your face that quick. That isn't Ash, you know?
Yeah.
Just in your face, punching you in the mouth, and I also thought we saw a team kill.
KP, though, incredible if it is, he is IGL. And the IGL on the side of North Cartel, incredible call to identify, guys, they're off-site roaming. We can just go direct to site, nice quick, push, take the two people on site, and well, they then actually try to retake. It's a complete role swap when the diffuser goes down, remember. The attackers become defenders, the defenders become the attackers, and well, it's never a situation that any player wants to be in on the defending side, especially for ForbiddenGG, that were originally on the back foot in the first instance. They didn't have the man advantage. They were at, I think it was a two-man deficit at the end.
I love the call of the observation blockers being utilized in library. Is that Doc that's sitting up there? I think in the library hold, was that him? Because I love that freaking strat, right? He sits in the corner. It doesn't matter if you bring the fires, the grenades, he's able to stim himself back up. Doesn't matter if you're 1, if you're 5 HP, or you're 99. Doc's got the time, he's got the juice. I love a library hold with him, especially utilizing those new blockers.
I saw Doc be picked, and I thought, you know what, we're not going to comment because we might see a spawn peak, and every time I've ever commented that, oh, we might see a spawn peak, well, the person has been spawn peaked themselves, killed straight away by the attackers. But I'm disappointed we didn't see one. 2 flashes go out, do burn the Whammo through, the Whammo disc, and are now able to get the shield off top blue, which is going to make their life a hell of a lot easier. They do have an extension into library. They do have to try and clear out these players on top mezzanine and the one in library as well, I believe. And that is the warden, who now drops off, giving the top floor control entirely to North Cartel. This is crucial. North Cartel have to identify this information and act off it within the next couple of seconds, within the straight instant. And it's the only way they can win this bar game site. Get the hatches open and play off that, go from there. Nonetheless, though, it is moving on to the 55-second mark. Twist finds one, Professor off the board, and it's going quite quickly. This is an intense round. Whiskey as one more comes out, followed by Twist taking it down, followed up by his teammate KP, finding Zatch and Zeno, the 2 Zs. Now it's all up the future and Fanu.
Jeez, 38 seconds left, and we're looking at a full stack on the attacking side of it. A lot of damage taken out onto the Alibi. She's reduced to 5 HP in a dream. And as you said, it's all relying on the shoulders of Future and Fanu. It's full health versus low health as Thorn does go down, now putting us into a 1v3 as Shred, a bullet, and Ricochet can take her out. Fanu finds the triple, now putting themselves into a 1v2, but attackers. Dookie gonna find that final kill. And boy, we were quickly seeing that round dissolve as they started throwing bodies and trying to figure out where the heck they were at. Huge play.
I mean, that's not even a huge play. That's an incredible play.
Mm-hmm.
That is, you know, we say we like to see the hybrid between, you know, we're saying that we're starting to move into the phase of Siege where it's the hybrid. It's old Siege, which is the sort of utility based, and then new Siege, which is GDM meta. And we saw it perfectly. We saw utility being used to a textbook degree, being used to burn, being used to flush out operators, flush out players, make, you know, adjust the map, you know, basically as an architect, making the map be played differently. And then we just saw pure gunning down, which, I mean, who doesn't love to see?
Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's still an FPS, and you just love to see those great displays of athleticism where they just push in, find the biggest guy, and the first one, punch him square in the face, and then start to have your battles off from there. We got ourselves down into a 5v5, and like it was heading in. I think the 55 seconds was when the first actual kill started to pop off. That leads to a huge back and forth, and there we go again. Jaeger bringing out those observation blockers again. I love that call, and especially on Chalet and all these parts with the default spots where you know people are going to push in. You know they're going to take top library. You know they're going to be pushing in from basement. You know, if you bring out the Nook to push in from underneath on the on the late round backstep. I mean, so all of these default spots are getting these observation blockers, able to stop some of that intel coming in. I think it's really being utilized well by ForbiddenGG.
Oh, I have to completely agree with Whiskey. I mean, what is this?
What?
Future has jumped out and claimed terror. What is it? Xeno though has taken a huge amount of damage. When did that happen? Why did that happen? How did that happen? As Future finds himself now punished by KP, and one more come out from Max Xeno. That was the Jaeger that was lurking, and now North Cartel have this entire west main control. They are able to extend fully into basement, and then are also able to hit in Maduki with the grenade from below. And now it's all luck. The Future and Zach, Fisker and Zach, sorry, to claim what's left or claw back what's left this round. Zach claims Mac. That is a Zofia off the board. That's not the most crucial operator off the board, but a kill is a kill in these situations where you're now at just a single man deficit. The man advantage yet to be restored. Full HP on the side of the ForbiddenGG, though Zach finds one more. He found one, he found two, Zach! But it's Profiska to claim him though. Zach injure, but Profiska claims KP, the only one left on the side of North Cartel. It's crumbled for them, Whiskey. It's gone from looking like a North Cartel win to complete the polar opposite. ForbiddenGG looking to claim this round.
In the game of adaptability, we find ourselves needing KP to find some way. He's got to find one of the bodies to equalize these numbers, get himself into a position where he's going to be able to take this gunfight one-on-one. Still got all three Selma charges, could be used for some hole opening, could be used for some distractions, but they are holding close. They know exactly where... Oh, I was going to say I thought they knew exactly where he was coming from, but now... He's coming around on the backside, could find himself a dirty kill right here on the Frost if he can capitalize. Oh my lord, KP!
KP does it, that's why he's on North Cartel, that's why he's the player. He is in the 1 versus 2, he will clutch the 1 versus 2. ForbiddenGG, call the timeout, 3-1 down, a 2-round deficit. You'd call it there, you'd say no thank you, what's gone wrong, let's think about what's happened here.
Okay, so ForbiddenGG gonna take a timeout and do exactly that. They're sitting down going, who, what, when, where, why, and how are we down 1-3 in such a dynamic fashion, especially in the thing that we talked about in the first map, when we're the exciting gameplay of taking us from a completely dominant 1vx situation into a dub, a clutch out, a clutch or kick scenario. ForbiddenGG been a little bit silly on these last couple of rounds.
Yeah, I can't even pinpoint what happened. I mean, KP should probably not have won that. I really cannot stress what has gone wrong. I think it generally was a case of they just whiffed. I mean, I'm not exactly sure if I had to pinpoint it on one thing, Whiskey. That wide swing definitely has to be the main thing. Why would you wide swing that? Play behind the piano, you have a head glitch, you're at an advantage there. Why you're wide swinging, I am completely unsure, but I mean KP has done exceptionally well. He is, he has exceeded all expectations in that round. To not only understand where the Frost is, have the awareness, okay, there's one behind this cabinet, but then to have the intuition and the awareness that he's going to be wide swinging me for the refrag, to then flick round and look exactly where he is and find that kill. That is exceptional.
And to top it off, let's add one more point to it. That's your hard breacher. That's not your fragger. That's not your killer. You know, that's your hard breach coming in a clutch moment and just knowing the game of Siege. And AimLab paid off for him on that one.
I mean, we said that we said from the start we're confident we're going to see a map 3. And I think that round just solidifies it, Whiskey. We are only on round 5, but that says all. ForbiddenGG effectively have choked around, and it's given North Cartel the momentum that they need to move on to these next maps, to move on to these next rounds, and to just absolutely slaughter. Drones come out though. KP is aware of the Cade's position. The Cade unaware of the drone that is looking straight at him, and the yellow pings are coming out. The question is there anybody around to act off this?
To be able to capitalize on that. Tell me what you think, Velocity. They got the Sens out.
Sens is a very, very useful operator, but there's no point talking about the Sens when Swiss wants to take the spotlight. Swiss wants to take the spotlight and kills Alibi off the board, and Dookie on the Iana as well. Going to be trying to flush out any of these players that are on this top floor control. There's a huge top floor presence, but Profiska, his army, and Dookie says no.
Disgusting.
Profiska taken down with an amazing shot from Dookie. North Cartel turning up here. The first map was a warm-up. Mac finds himself taken down. This is Headshot City, Headshot Machines. 1, 2, and 3. All headshots. Whiskey, what is this?
I love it. It's that cursor discipline double Swiss. Swiss finds the double there. Now as we take ourselves into a 3v2, as there's another headshot rings out as that sniper shotty claims the life. So now we put ourselves into out the window. Zeno with a huge kill on the Swiss. Now taking this equalized numbers to 2v2. C4 prepped prime doesn't get anything, but Zeno with the triple on the shot, putting us into 54 seconds. It's now all resting on the shoulders of KP again. We've been here before. Are we gonna be here again? And that's a big nope. As that sniper shotty gonna find the headshot through the verticality. Soft pings ringing out. The soft ping rings and the sniper shotty sings. That's a defensive dub there.
ForbiddenGG say no this time to KP, and well, who would blame them? Shut down quickly, momentarily into his moment of glory, into his moment of clutch. But nonetheless, we move on, and ForbiddenGG's timeout working wonders. 3-2.
Boy, do we see a 3-3 split here? I think that speaks to the first map, of course. They didn't do it there, but we did end up in that tie all the way up.
They didn't do it over in the Middle East. Can they do it here in France, in the Alps? That is the big question, Whiskey. We're off to Bahrain gaming once more. This site that ForbiddenGG played last time ended in just absolute onslaught. Let's be honest, it was headshot. It was just gun down, kill. And I believe it was North Cartel that did claim the round.
10 seconds remaining.
I think you're correct. So ForbiddenGG to do so. Gonna bring out that Thorn. You know what else I love about the Thorn is her gadgets are also sound cues. You can hear those things across the map. Still got one in hand to be used potentially for that back end of the round. A couple of BPs. It's gonna be Intel City and a little bit of that distraction as they bring out the alibi again for those observation blockers to hold down that top library.
I hate to say it. We love to see it, but I think this could be a fast push. Lion does have the Gon 6 in hand, is awaiting his teammates to join him. I think, yeah, we're going quick. Mac opens it up, and well, it's Terra and Mac who are straight away in the building. Fisker finds one, followed up, but it's in kill. A flawless round for ForbiddenGG. The kills in quick succession, and well played. It's a 3-3 split. Moving on, we see the role swap. ForbiddenGG on attack, North Cartel on defense.
Man, that was we're here. They're up, they're down. It's a fool me once situation here. You know, once that quick plant does go through, or the quick execute does go through at one point, it's always kind of in the back of your mind that that's going to be coming potentially again at some point when a decisive round is needed, such as North Cartel wanting to take that 4-2 split on the half. But they weren't able to do so, as we do get tied 3-3 up on the back end of the second map here, and the defense going to go with a couple of picks that I think are pretty standard for Chalet here, right? I was wondering why we didn't see the Mira being played on Bar Gaming on the last round, as she is so incredibly OP to hold those library, that top library hold. Going to be supported with the Castle and the Valkyrie, so it's going to be the intel, it's going to be the slowdown, it's going to be the I wish you would defensive setup.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, well, I think we have to highlight here Whiskey as well. Mira has been
Attackers
bought,
are heading out to defuse the
which we didn't see the last time we were here, and I do believe this is the first time we're seeing her in general on this map. ForbiddenGG didn't pick her once, she didn't even get a looking at, and North Cartel have realised what have they done, why have they not picked her. She's probably the most overpowered operator in the game, combined with the Castle of KP. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. Whiskey. So, I mean, it is only time will tell what can happen here. Dookie droned out, forced back into bathroom, no doubt, all the way back to piano. No, back into solar, looking to play aggressive, and once again forced away by another drone. Swiss does find one, no Profiska off the board, and some question marks in chat. Unsure what happened, we did miss that one, unfortunately.
It's a little bit of trolling, as Swiss was asking about the question marks on the last one. The body bounce tipped in favor of North Cartel pretty early into this round number 7, as their entry taken off the board. The swing in does, misses the camp, does take a shot at the stairs. Nobody there to answer on that, though. There's now... Ooh.
What's up?
Sheesh! L85 brings out, takes the headshot, and now Max off the board as well. Body bounce in favor of nobody, and now in favor of North Cartel as they do find Future. Nomad, your flank watch off the board.
Swiss is turning up this map. He's looking for kills, he's looking for frags, and well, no doubt he's going to continue to do so. It's a 3 versus 4 on the side of ForbiddenGG. Still have some work to do, and they still have to clear this top floor presence of Swiss and Dookie, the two players that have undoubtedly had the best performance so far. Some wallbangs go out, haven't been able to find anyone though. No drones on them either. They are still attempting to wallbang Dookie and force him back into library, a position you're not particularly wanted to be in. If you were Dookie, you're only one way out now of library, and that's either through the door, down the hatch, or you aren't getting out in general. And the hatch is open. We have to remember they are in barring games, and while dropping hatch isn't the worst idea, alternatively isn't the best in this position here. They are going to need the blue stairs. Flashes go out, and well, does not find Swiss, and Swiss is now back into mudroom, forced off more grenades, and well, Dookie, he's still on the top floor. They haven't cleared him out just yet. Moving into the last 30 seconds of this round, Whiskey, it's all stalled for GG. They haven't been able to clear this top floor roam. It's all they have to clear this out within the next couple seconds, or else it's not going to go well. It's not going to end well for them. Terrar finds one, and a bit of a whiff from Dookie as Zeno finds himself one.
And that's the diffuser cold. Okay, Ayana able to pick that back up. Now it's a 3v2, 14 seconds left. They've got the intel. They know where it's coming. The drop is coming. Is the Vector going to be able to ring out and claim this, as the plant needs to go down in this 2v1? Right now, it's all on the shoulders of Swiss, as he's going to try to stop this plant from going in. Takes one on the cross, but defenders, oh, just enough to pull him off of the diffuser and take the dub for the defenders.
Swiss guns down the sledge, forces the Ayana off the plan, and gives North Cartel the lead and the round.
North Cartel back up in the lead on this back end of map number 2. Head to kitchen and dining, and we're going to bring out that castle again. Is Valkyrie becoming very standard on this map for both teams, as we saw her brought out quite a bit. But no breach denial. It's an interesting call for a kitchen dining. Be able to open up that main lobby wall fairly easily. Get themselves set up for those long angles. Get ready for a plant. Relying on the verticality and the hold off of the castle.
I am incredibly interested to see what North Cartel have planned for this kitchen site. This is such a versatile site, much like Teller's bathroom on border, which is the
5
map he did
seconds
previously. There are so many ways you can attack it, so many ways you can defend it, and it's such a
Attackers are
versatile
heading
site.
out to the
Do you want to
fuel
play it
box.
aggressive? Do you want to play it bunker? Do you want to play it vertically? Do you want to go direct for site? It is, again, just a versatile site, and that is it is probably my favorite way to play Siege is versatile. And well, I just cannot wait to see what North Cartel are gonna pull out the bag this time. They have been such a versatile team. I've said versatile a lot, but they are. We've seen them sit back on site and just wait for the gunfight to come to them. Or we've seen what happened last round and was just Swiss and Dookie playing top floor and just not giving up, just maintaining that top floor control. It's just a onslaught.
Time waits for no man, and they did a great job at stalling that out. I love the adaptability that you're talking about. It can be several different rounds, and that's what you need for Siege. As Future does find the headshot onto Terra, it's going to be traded out onto the Ash. Future gets taken out by Mac. Now putting us into a 4-4 just inside of 2. Sledge making quick work of those castle barricades, but of course giving away its location at the same time. So now we're going to take a second and get a little bit more drone action in this game of inches and intel. Oh, the siege timing on that window.
Swiss millimeters away from Fanu's heads, and yet does just come up short. Profiska, though, on the big window, takes a good chunk of damage, but Swiss finally claims his one, claims his two. Zeno, and that's the one, the two, the half fool, and potentially the third being Fanu, but no, hasn't been found just yet. Maybe a free fire, maybe a headshot, just one more. Swiss, the headshot machine in this game. He's already found two. And will he be able to find his third? It's all up to Fanu and Profiska, both half HP against the force to be reckoned with, which is North Cartel so far. This is what I was talking about, versatile. They're all upstairs, other than one. Two, sorry, which is KB, who is in, I mean, is he technically, like, basement now because he is on fireplace stairs, but that doesn't really count as on site, not really. Everyone is off site, and they are just playing incredibly aggressive. Swiss does try and swing, does walk directly into the crossfire as intended. Dookie does attempt to get the refrag, but does just come up short, and the damage isn't landed. They are aware of his top floor presence, but the problem is they are going to clear this top floor presence out for their execute to even get a looking at. 25 seconds left on the clock, unaware of his position. They are aware, though, of the two players of ForbiddenGG's position, courtesy of that bulletproof cam. They do have the vertical on Mac, but Dookie finds one. Can he find the other? No, he can. Finding to shut him down. Only 10 seconds left on the board. Defuse and retrieve. He has to try and plan.
Be too late. He does going to find the one, but it's only going to pad the KD as Mac falls. And defense really playing the stall game. It's as you were saying it. I mean, they're finding the early entry kills. The Swiss got himself a double that did put him into double digits for this map. Finding those entry kills and then, you know, having one or two players still hold those high grounds, forcing the gunfights up top, and then at the very last second, the very last few seconds, bunkering back down, taking the long angles, making sure that they're going to have to push each and every single one of you individually from a distance. And that's just the win condition for the defense as they find themselves 5-3 now on round number 9.
We're gonna say it again, but I think it has to be addressed. This is going to map 3, isn't it?
It's going to map 3. There's no question about it. I mean, we could see a similar comeback here that we saw on border, where ForbiddenGG gets a fire lit under them and they start to climb back. But as you talk about it, the stress, the circumstance, the presence is all in North Cartel's favor as they have to win. This is a do or die scenario where they find themselves on the cusp of being eliminated from playoff contention entirely. And to do so, they bring out the Lord himself, the Tachanka. Beast mode with his shield, his fires, and in the words of Immortal Suave, loves to cook 'em.
I mean, Tachanka, all memes aside here, all jokes aside, Tachanka is a very smart pick on this site here. He's got probably one of the most overpowered guns in the game. Swiss, come on, Swiss, I'm trying to make a point, man. I'm trying to make a point about how Tachanka's good, and you go and do that. Swiss runs out and he finds Zeno, who has picked up the Dokumi. Oh my lord, the Iana for this round, which, well, is slightly interesting. Normally we see Future on the Iana, but nonetheless we are going to see him on the Iana this round. Well, no longer. As I was saying, he's got one of the best guns in the game. It does so much damage. It does like 40 damage a bullet. And he has that ability to deny any access into the site with his Inferno grenades. And he has 20 of them. And he can also shoot them from a decent range.
And ricochet him around a corner to where you can't be hit. So proven to be another great utilization, yeah.
I mean, and he has a ship.
A bomb has been located.
Yeah, I've talked about it potentially. I've heard it talked about that he's going to potentially be that new anchor position and maybe potentially send smoke on a roam position and use his smokes to clear and get out back to site. I'd love to see it.
I would love to see it. It genuinely would not surprise me at this point. We are going to see it running. It's not going to work this time though for Fitzka. He is Knife by Terror, but Future does refrag him. Next to instantly, Future with the siege coming once again does just look away. And if he looked for half a second longer, he would have found the Oryx Aduki, I believe that was. But nonetheless, he does not find him. He does not get claimed. And now, a 2 versus 4 for the side of ForbiddenGG. Is takes down Fanu. KP takes 100 damage. SMG 11 in hand. No, Dookie finds one more. 1 versus 4 for ForbiddenGG. North
okay, but we've
going in their way.
I'm about to say, we've seen this before, where we find ourselves in a 1vx. Are they going to hold down and take these angles for this last minute of gameplay? They're going to throw some bodies at them and potentially give this away. It looks like we're holding the angles at the moment. Going to be bringing out the patience of a first grade teacher, waiting on that push. Swing does go out, and Mac's going to go ahead and take that kill for the final on the defense.
And we're off to match points, Whiskey. This round here decides whether we see Oregon or if we have to wait just that ever so slight longer. I mean, is there a really a question of are we going to see it or not? Not really. I think North Cartel are in this to win this, and I think they've got this map in pocket. I think this is going to be the last round we see. However, I am evidently from last map the man that's going to curse everything. So I'm not. I'm not gonna, touch wood that maybe they'll win this. I can't.
You might have just sent us to OT with that statement. We'll see, baby. It's 6-3. North Cartel trying to put this one away and send us to a decider. ForbiddenGG trying to let them know that they're a formidable team. Stay in it. Gotta find themselves 3 to bring it back into contention. And to do so, you're gonna have a slew of 6 picks coming out, including the Capital and the Maverick.
Almost definitely. Well, North Cartel evidently showing why they deserve that 1 spot in playoffs, and they are doing everything they can to keep it, or to get it, sorry. Very much still in contention to win this map. And well, then move on to map 3. And again, map 3 is Oregon, the most basic of default of basic maps that we've ever seen in Siege history so far. So it can go in North Cartel's favour, it can go in ForbiddenGG's favour. I reckon we'll see overtime on it, but that's just my personal opinion. We do see a heavy solar side from ForbiddenGG though. They do have, they need to take this west main side for this basement site, or else it won't exactly work with their execute.
Yep, and on the defense side of it, lots of soft pings going out, so you know that they've got some folks located outside that main lobby, and Swiss on the peak waiting for somebody to come into that garage, but they are going to drone, might get spotted on that drone work, going to know exactly where he's at, may be able to take that gunfight on a little 2v1 action. But it's Swiss. He's done it once, he's done it twice, he's done it a million times. He loves to take those gunfights, and that's why he's sitting down there.
Of course it is. I mean, like I said, he's done it once, he's done it twice. He has done it 1,000,000 times, and he will continue to do just that. It's a bit of a slower round for ForbiddenGG, but would you blame them? They are on the cusp of losing this round, of losing this map as well. And well, it isn't good if they lose this, because, as we say, it goes to Oregon, it goes to the default of map, and well, it is their best map, but as you said, best map, they know more than anyone it can go either way. No gunfights to be taken with Whiskey. You expect at least one kill to come out, but moving into the final 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, and yet nothing has happened. No damage, not even a bullet has been traded between each other and between these two teams. And well, it's surprisingly slow at the moment. Nothing's happening other than droning. It is a mental checklist game, or mental checklist round even for ForbiddenGG. They do just have to play so incredibly slowly, so incredibly concise. Maclo is going to go for the backstab. Droning is aware of the drone, and what's he doing? I was saying no shots to be traded, but Fanu tells trade some shot. None onto him, and I mean, I'm not exactly sure what he's doing there, but...
Yeah, tried to go for a little bit of alert, got scared out, I think, of the pre-fire that had come through once he seen him on the drone. But I love it. We're in the frag phase here, and it's a 5v4, which means hold on to your seats, folks, as this one is going to get spicy really quick. The trades are going to start bringing out.
Oh, they are going to start rolling in Whiskey. They now have everything open. They're getting ready for their execution setup. Drones are out. They are aware of KP's position. It might be too little too late, though. For the GG, it's a more shots to take. Zeno is taken down. Swiss does refrag, though, in a 4 versus 3. He is putting this back, but still finds 2. Finds a triple duke. He finds one more. They are showing why they are still in contention for this game. All up to Dookie in the 1 versus 3 now. One Zatch down, yet to be confirmed, yet to be out now confirmed. 2 versus 1. Zeno and Pafiska half HP, unlike Dookie, is aware of Zeno, who is prone. ForbiddenGG stay no thank you. We stay in this for one more round. We're still in contention to win this. We're going to give you a run for your money.
And here we go, round 11. Don't call it a comeback, baby, but it looks like ForbiddenGG showing exactly why they're here. We're gonna head to the kitchen and dining room for North Cartel to try to put this one away. Velocity, boy, I said you might have brought us to overtime, and ForbiddenGG is saying yes, sir.
Attackers are active.
And to do so, to try to put this one away, they're going to bring out the intel, they're going to bring out the slowdown in both the forms of the castle and the smoke. And of course, Swiss going to be jumping, Swiss 14-9 right now, going to be jumping onto that warden. No flashes, no smokes, going to be able to see through it all.
This man is unstoppable. 14-9 Swiss. Are you kidding me? You have 10 more kills than KP, 10 more kills than Terrar, 10 more kills than Future.
10 seconds left.
This man is unstoppable, and now he's on the warden. Arguably the most overpowered operator in the game at the moment. The most useful operator as well. He has the MPS, which reasonably, yes, it is not the greatest gun in the world. It's a bit of a pea shooter, but it has the 1.5. And if you have as good an aim as Swiss, and well, Swiss has good aim, let's be honest, you can hit the headshot. It then has the SMG 12. Isn't the best SMG in the game, but is in close contention with the SMG 11. Then to top it off with the deployable shield and no more flashes, no more smoke. You can see through it all. This is the most overpowered operator we have ever seen in Siege history. Combine that with the TDM meta.
It's over. But not to sleep on them, Zeno also sitting at that 13-6 position, trying to give a run for that top frag position. But Fanu gonna get taken down with his 11-7. Body balance tipped in favor of North Cartel. Oh, and the siege timing of that, as he just misses the toesies of whoever was walking up on top of the mez there. Future finds himself a kill onto Swiss, so that warden taken out of contention. Now equalized on the body balance. It's 1 minute and 50 left.
Swiss did get slightly overconfident there, Whiskey. You saw it in it. You saw it in his face. He pushed right up into Deep Library and wasn't aware of the Ash of Future, who was on the single window, the library single, and well, it did cost him his life in the end. The man advantage has been restored though. We do have to remember this is match point. This can decide whether once again we see Oregon next, or we have to wait on just one more round. We have to wait that just extra little bit longer But it is all going to slow right down for ForbiddenGG. We saw them try and take that map control nice and quickly. Well, now no longer. It is slowed right down. They have brought the IQ, which is an incredibly good pick for them. We have to remember, IQ can see basically every bit of utility the defenders have brought through the walls and can ping them as well. So it is going to be incredibly useful to clear this utility of Jaeger and of Valkyrie, who, well, are arguably now probably the two most crucial operators, excluding the smoke now in this operator roster that is left from North Cartel. Although they are going to take the top floor control nice and quickly. KP gets away with a little of health, about 15 HP. A bullet will kill them now. Whiskey, and it's not looking good for North Cartel. I think we could be seeing one more round, but I say this, KP does find one with the UMP in hand. Potentially to find one more if Future does swing this hat. No, KP does run off to Solar, and he's going to potentially try and walk up these stairs, make a backstab, and, well, make a play that we're all going to remember. But no, Future says no. Terra does find himself taken down. We were saying about the backstab. Dookie comes in. A 3 versus 2 for North Cartel with only 15 seconds left on the clock. Mac finds 1. 3 versus 1. Mac finds 1. Mac finds 2. We're off to Oregon, Whiskey.
Wow, 5 HP in a dream finds the devil, if you know what I mean. It's a decider map, and we're heading to classic Oregon. We've said it once, we'll say it twice. If you played around a siege, you played it on Oregon. It's Bunker Wars, baby, a face check to end it all. What a match for Chalet. Sheesh.
7-4 Chalet is... I mean, that's good. Let's be honest. That was a... We can't say anything about it. That was a very good map. Both sides evenly matched. But at the end of the day, it was North Cartel's map pick. Chalet is very much moving into that Oregon phase now, Whiskey, where everyone basically knows how to attack it. Everyone basically knows how to defend it. It comes down to who can gun more, who can face check more, who is more in touch with TDM meta. And, well, clearly, it was North Cartel.
Indeed.
Well,
so yeah, find ourselves in a similar situation, right? Get the players in the lobby, get the map set up. What you think, Velocity? Take us a short break.
Yeah, I think a short break is needed after that map. We need to digest what we've just witnessed. The absolute pure gun skill. Just the pure gunners that are in this lobby. We need to digest what's happened. So don't go anywhere. We're off to Oregon after the break.
asking. I need something that's healing, but you just drag me in. You're good at stealing what you don't know. You pull me with your eyes. I'm the water. I'm the water. Don't get too close to me. You pull me with your eyes. I'm the water. I'm the water. Don't get too close to me. You pull me with your eyes. I'm the water. Don't get too close to me. Your eyes. I'm the water. Don't get too close to me. I'm the water.
What's up and welcome back, folks. It has been an absolute slobber knocker between these two Titan teams, and it's going to be no difference now. It's the battle for second place. It's the do or die for one of these teams, and it has been a war of attrition. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me is still Mr. Velocity. What do you think of what we've got going now?
This is Oregon. We're talking about whiskey, and I said it to you on the break. I'm gonna say it on broadcast for the record. You can quote me, you can clip me, you can tag me on Twitter with it. This is either gonna be the most action-packed, filled game we have seen across the entirety of Nebula League this entire season so far, and considering we have seen qualifiers, major, minor, and well moving soon into the playoffs, this is going to be either the most action-packed, best match we have seen, or the most boring one.
Yeah.
To put it plain and simply.
Yeah, it's just been, we've seen this crazy switch up of styles and adaptation in this game of intel and inches that, yeah, you're right. It's either going to be a slam, bam, face check of a match, or we're going to see them droning every single corner. Now, here's what we want to see is this back and forth battle that ends, in these decisive 1v1 pickoffs. But what it should be, probably, is the latter, is the drone it out. I mean, they are going to have to take their time. North Cartel was being incredibly aggressive on both the attacking and the defensive side of that map, really coming alive. And you also mentioned, you guys also mentioned this on the break. They've been playing, Forbidden has been playing a ton of Siege, and you know what kind of implications that can have. You personally know what kind of implications that can have.
Oh, yeah, I mean, fatigue going into this last map, going into Oregon, is going to be huge for the side of ForbiddenGG. You've got to remember, they would have had a massive warm-up before their other league qualifiers. They would have then played the whole day of their other league qualifiers, now into this official map, to a map 3. Fatigue is going to be huge. And on Oregon, these small little mistakes cannot be afforded. But operator bans we go, Mr. Whiskey, for the final map of the evening. It's Oregon, and it's Dokubi off the board.
I imagine we're probably going to see a Flores ban here as well, as he is so incredibly useful in getting into the locations like taking over elbow and getting those deployable shields off, getting the Jaegers and Wamais off the board, the bulletproof cams. And there he is, taken off the board. We just are not going to see some Flores play today.
Yeah.
Now, who do we go through here?
I mean, who's the North Cartel are attacking? I mean, we could see, someone completely different. I actually have no clue. But I mean, we've seen him banned every map. We've seen no Fenrir play today, no thank you. And, well, he's off the board. And no wonder North Cartel have banned him. MP7, very good gun, plus basically toxic gas where you can't see anything. And then you can be shot as well. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. And then following up is his counterpart, Solus, who, again, it's Solus.
Yeah,
it's the IQ of defense. But I also want to put out, is that potentially target banning Swiss from previous maps? And I don't want to actually say, it's definitely target banning Swiss, but he's played Solus on every map, and every time he's played it, he is not only fragged out, as you would expect him to do so, but he has played Solus to a textbook degree.
Absolutely, it's the standard technique. It's the runouts. It's the intel across the board. It's the drones. It's the flank drones. I mean, you're setting yourself with a Solus. You're setting yourself up to see potentially where that push is coming on, because where those flanks drones are even being set up on. So if they're still on them and watching them, it's just intel after information to Solus, and able to set themselves up into a huge. Oh, look at this. Look at this, baby.
10 seconds to
I think we might be seeing a quick execute here.
5 seconds left.
No, I think they're going for a very slow roam.
You're right. The operators definitely, we're going to slow this one down, take it easy. Blitz really known for his slow moves.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're all gone. But we know what's coming up. We know how this ends. We know exactly what's happening. A push straight into bunker, met by the warden, but the warden does manage to scale away with his life. But KP finds one future off the board. But the diffuser down. Zax does take down KP, and it is the Gridlock. Shots are taken, and one trade is switched off the board. Mac to follow up with Profiska taken down. Fanu though taken down. It is Profiska with a team K, but Profiska also claims one terror. The rush has gone terribly wrong. It's all up to Dookie the Sophia, but however, Dookie, probably the player excluding Swiss, that has performed oh so well in this match. And well, if he's one to clutch it, if there's one player on North Cartel to do anything in any way, shape or form to even claw this back and have a looking at of this round, it's Dookie.
That's the truth. We've been saying his name all night, and this is going to be no difference. Got to find one body to equalize up this number count in his favor, and on Fanu, it won't take much. One bullet, maybe two, but the alarm's going to let him know exactly where his location at is. Fanu's going to start getting a couple of pre-fires going. And here we go. It's still a minute and a half. Pushes into side, takes that gunfight, doesn't actually connect on it. Still, now he's in a low health situation, something desperate. As canisters start going in, gonna stop him from pushing in.
These smoke canisters becoming a crucial part of this defense here. In this 2 versus 1, again, they understand it's Dookie, the man that has got every person rallying behind him, including us. I am rooting for this man to clutch this, but nonetheless, those toxic babes are going to come in absolute crucial times. 2 left in pocket. None left in pocket, actually. As I thought there was 2, but the damage that would have killed him, I apparently aren't paying enough attention to the game, even though whether it has to be used, but it doesn't matter. Fanu claims him. What has happened there?
Jeez, man, they went for a cheeky play right out the gate. It might have been something I waited a little bit longer to pull out. I mean, I get it when you're in a desperate situation and you pull out the quick execute. It's definitely going to be something that the other team is looking for. So I get the reasoning while trying to get it off the gate quickly. But man, it just fell apart almost instantly.
They got picked apart one by one. I mean, the first mistake they made was they let that warden get away unscathed, unpunished. I mean, how is he been allowed? He was met with a blitz, and I believe it was KP who was the gridlock. How has he been allowed to get away? You know, that blitz should be pushing into the site. Yes, you have the rotate on your left, okay, but that's when KP swings around as well, when pre-fires it. Then you go straight from the warden, and then you go do whatever you want. That's the point of a rush. A rush is supposed to be unpredictable, and they predicted it perfectly. They played what's known as Whiskey, the default rush. You rush in through, you rush into blue, take bunker, plant. That's what they attempted to do. The issue was that it was predicted so well by ForbiddenGG.
5 seconds remaining.
Especially on round 1, so that's a real huge heads-up play. And you're right, that warden dies, this scoreline is different, for sure. That was a huge play. It's Warden able to escape with his life and just be an absolute menace around the board. And so, defense finds themselves round number 1 on this series decider map of Oregon. And we're going to take it up top.
Okay,
Dorm
let's
action.
go.
Off to some dorms. We do like some dorm action. I mean, we do love some Oregon action here in general, especially when it's 2 titans as such, North Cartel and ForbiddenGG. Again, we cannot stress enough, it's battle for second, and alternatively, it's not just battle for second. This win makes North Cartel's run to playoffs seamless. They completely claim their spot in playoffs, and well, then who's going to complain about a spot in playoffs of Nebula League Season 1? You go to playoffs, you have a chance to win it. Who's going to complain about that? And then it's some extra money. But drones go out, wham, I just are burned. C4 goes out, Swiss can't get away from it. It gets just enough away to be injured. The mute of Fanulu, completely unaware, isn't aware that Swiss is in fact injured, is in fact yet to be claimed, and he is going to find himself picked back up, most likely by one of his teammates. I mean, that's just unlucky. Millimeters closer and Swiss will be dead, done for, goodbye, no more in this round, no more Iana action, no more Swiss action, and well, we do love Swiss action here.
So we do find ourselves in a 5v5 here as Future's looking at that top angle, going to try to catch that Iana from coming back in. It's only going to take a few shots, but she's able to WASD her way down the stairs, maybe start to take this gunfight down below as well. 6 sets of nades in the pocket of North Cartel to start this round out. Tons of frag potential.
This is playing so incredibly close to the breach, and it is going to tank the damage, but can potentially find one more. Dookie on the nook, lurking in small tower, or just outside of small tower rather, and she is going to be causing some damage. It is most likely going to try to walk up blue. The Malusi Badgie coming in huge here, are now aware of players that are walking up. Vriska does take down KP. Not only is that your hard breacher, that's also the diffuser down as that she does find one more with the CCSG. Vriska swings out and finds one more. It's a 5 versus 2. That's a switch off the board as well. It's it kills in quick succession. There's one more. Banu does come out, claim Dookie, the man that was lurking, the man that we said could cause some issues, could claim some live tear. He does find himself taken down as Terra does find one more, does try and go for the hammer kill and does just miss. Terra though is a slither of HP, and they do have an M590 on the board still. ForbiddenGG can play that shotgun at ludicrous ranges with ample amounts of damage to kill Terra.
12 seconds left. It's going to be the final push in. Going to be looking at too little too late. It starts to push in, and there it is. The SMG-11 ringing out. Ringing and singing as Fanu finds that last kill. Defense looking pretty good on that last set of plays. So now we find ourselves round 3, pretty standard. I mean, as far as defensive goes, I'd say depending on the pace of the game, Oregon could still be considered defensive side, but it's 50-50, right? It could go either way. ForbiddenGG though, finding themselves their first 2 and feeling pretty good on their defensive start.
I mean, ForbiddenGG really shown why this is their best map. They played that too.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
They just played that so incredibly well. They knew how to isolate their 1v1s. Okay, Vriska, you played a bit aggressive there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he played way too close for comfort, but it worked. No one expected him to be that close to the wall, and not only that close to the wall, swinging that widely.
Yeah, when somebody's holding on to that angle, which I mean, you know is going to happen. So I mean, it's these little plays that are proving the adaptability. You've talked about it. Who's going to have the change that makes the difference? And that was one of them right there. You're playing in an off angle that not many people are going to be expecting, and was able to really capitalize on that as well.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Exactly, and we've said it. We said it in Border. We said it in Chalet. Siege is all about adaptability now, moving into the TDM meta. How can you adapt your attack to fit what you are trying to do? Yes, alright, TDM meta is kind of just about running and gunning nowadays, you know. Hence why players like, you know, or operators, sorry, like Oryx, like Thorn, like Wamai are so good now. Because you just swing and, well, you get the kill because you have good guns. You know, it's all about adaptability. How can you adapt your attack? How can you adapt your defense to fit not the meta, but 2, the playstyle of your opponents? And in this case, ForbiddenGG doing exceptionally well and proven as such. Zach does find one. Terra completely taken off the board. That is your hard breach. However, they do still have one on the board. KP, they have adapted from their mistakes, and they are going to learn from them. Future does find one more, though, also off the board back, and it is the Thermite to be contesting pit, or garage rather. He is on the main breach. Shot taken, does take a lot of damage. Does have diffuser in hand. Additionally, 2 smokes as well, and 2 drones, yet to use any of them.
Yep. So here we find ourselves in a 5v3. What you're talking about too is that TDM meta. In ranked, yes, it's of course going to be, could be skewed in favors. But on a comp scene like this, every single player could be a gunner, right? So that TDM meta, you're not going to have your super standouts. Everybody can take those gunfights. So here we sit now. He does get droned out at the top of the stairs. Find ourselves in a tough climb back for the attacking team as we're full stacked on the defensive side, just outside of a minute left on the board, and Oryx still being cheeky and still getting aggressive on those main lobby double doors.
Exactly.
Swiss going to be on the full rotate, taking the scenic route, going to try to find himself another kill from the back end.
If there's one thing that Swiss is incredibly good at, and it is those backstabs, but they do have to clear this top floor presence, Whiskey, as there's still 2 players on that top floor. They have to clear them quickly, but it doesn't matter. Dookie and Swiss have found 2 out of completely nowhere, and it's a 3 versus 3 man advantage restored. 3 versus 2 as KP finds one more. Future off the board. That's your Whammy. That's also the impact grenades off the board. It's all up to the Echo and the Thorn. It's Fanu and Zenu. But Anitra goes down. KP, who does have the diffuser, and he does try and get the plant down, and does find himself injured as Dookie does swing up. Find the player in Zulu. That was Fanu, and it's all up to Zeno, who does find one. Zeno finds a second, claims Dookie, and claims ForbiddenGG the round.
Now, I can't believe that. We had a 5v3 that got quickly taken down into a 1v1 scenario. Finds the toes of the plant through the drone hole, and North Cartel gonna do themselves a favor and take a time out and talk about it and get the who, when, where, why, and the freaking how. Fanu, 5-1. Since it's my turn.
We haven't seen much of Fanu. We've seen a lot of basically every player. We've seen Future have his moment. We've seen Zeno have his moment. We've had Swiss. We've had Zach. We've had everyone in this lobby who's had their star moment, except from Fanu so far. Well, he is up for it. He is showing. Hang on, I've not had my moment. Now is my time. 5-1, and well, North Cartel have taken their time out. And this obviously doesn't just favour North Cartel. This also can help ForbiddenGG additionally, so they can talk through, guys. We're doing so well. We're on a 3-0. As it stands, they're up for a 6-0 split. They're up for a 6-0 split, and then they are 1 round away from victory.
Huge round. I'd also like to point out Fanu. He is that 5-1, but he also has 4 assists, so he's been a part of just about every single kill that is going on. He's just a menace across the board, and it's really working out for him at this point. 3-0, a 6-0 potential on the half. Boy, North Cartel, what do they do to try to switch this around? Maybe he's got to get back to a little bit of that slowing it down. Get that intel. Stop taking these 1v1s and swing these with two people. We got to suss that roam game out early. And as I say that, there we go, is the Jackal being brought out to do just that.
Yeah, North Cartel are especially struggling when the pace is not set by them. And, that is obviously a huge reflection as well on ForbiddenGG, as for some reason, North Cartel are allowing ForbiddenGG to set the pace on the defensive side, which is mental when, well, Zach just doing Zach things. We'll move past that nice and quickly. But as we were saying, Forbidden are setting the pace on the defense, which realistically shouldn't be allowed, but I mean the pace has been set. Swiss finds 1, instantly refragged by Future, which is the mirror. We did not see the Goyo, sorry. We did not see Goyo being played at all in this match so far, yet we now see him in round 4 of map 3 Oregon.
Yep, the Vector rings and death it brings as he's able to find one. Nomad going down as Thorn is able to find herself a kill, going to be able to hold those top stairs. Jackal going to have to contest that. And he does, now taking us into a 3v2, contested on the wrong person. Thorn finds herself another one. 3v2, and we're still in the first minute of gameplay. Future coming around, going to try to catch him on the little bit of the flank action.
I mean, I did say Whiskey in the pre-show and in the break. This was going to be either the most jam-packed, frag-heavy, action-packed match we've seen all season so far, or it's going to be the most boring one, and it most certainly is living up to that expectation. This match is so full of kills, and it is only round 4. It is a 3 versus 2 though, and North Cartel have a lot of work to do, but yet still have a lot of time to do it. Moving into the final 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the board, they do have to find 1 kill to restore the man advantage, and they do set up their execute as well. We do still have the hard breacher on the board. Diffuser is still in hand as well, alongside 6 flash grenades, 3 on the side of Aban and 3 on the side of Buck, and well, 6 flashes. I mean, you flash Epoch 3 times, you flash Laundry Hatch 3 times. Well, I call that a recipe for disaster. Drop and you just run down. But I mean, this is competitive play, not ranked. They do have to think logically. They do have to think. And well, clearly, Dookie isn't the one thinking this time. As he does swing elbow, Zatch to swing and claim. And well, once again, Fisker on the end of a claiming kill and does take down KB.
Yep, claims the kill from Harry Potter. There was cross angle set up everywhere. You called the flashes correctly, as she did. Throw down 3 and drop in. Nobody seemed to be affected by those, as defense now finds themselves at a 4-0, and just an absolute masterclass of how you play defense on Oregon.
This is just textbook. I mean, you go to a library, you find the book on how to play Oregon and Siege, and you open it up and you'll find the ForbiddenGG's guide to how to play it. That is the stage you're at. They're playing this so incredibly well that they may as well write a book on how to play Oregon.
Indeed. So, North Cartel, going to be happy to find themselves 1 on the split, satisfied for 2 on a standard split, but to do so, they got to find it quick. We got a couple of 6 picks ringing out, bringing both the Nook or the Knock, depending on where you hail from, onto the board, as well as the Ayana, which is going to give us 6 grenades in pocket again to see some of those underneath explosions. I was about to say kabooms.
5 seconds left before
those underneath kabooms.
Well,
objective is to
if you
locate
look, KP is picking up the gridlock for the 2nd time in this match. Fisker, what is this?
Oh,
This man has K'd lineup in Siege. Anyway, back to my original point. KP picked up the gridlock for the 2nd time in this match. In this map as well. What are we thinking of that? Gridlock, not really an operator we see too much.
not especially on Oregon, but with her with the rework that she did have, she now's got 4 of those tracks. They're great for covering up that the plant sounds, taking away some of those sound calls, and there's 4 of them. You can put those things everywhere. Future finding the first kill as he rips the head off Terra, giving body balance, tipping in favor of ForbiddenGG.
A lot of damage onto Krista though from a frag grenade, courtesy of the knock of Mac, of the Ida of Dookie. I thought it was I'm not paying attention clearly. But the Warden of Future swings out, but is met with the gun of Swiss and is taken down. Future off the board. That is the Warden, as mentioned previously. And now North Cartel taking this bottom floor control, this mid floor control, sorry, incredibly quickly. In fact, though, they are unaware of the remaining player. I believe that is the Thorn of Zeno, but Mac does find a grenade onto Zatch and putting the man advantage in the favor of North Cartel, just to be reinforced by Dookie as he takes down Zeno. That is a crucial kill, as now they have the bottom floor control. As a 1 more comes down to the one saw. 2 grenades from Mac and 2 kills. Information on point from the side of North Cartel, and Dookie to close it out, taking down Fisker, who is saying North Cartel should be happy with 1 round, 2 rounds on a standard split, and they're on their way to do so.
I was just gonna bring up Mac and the fact that he was, you know, we can see why the scoreline is the way it is, because he was sitting at 0 and 4 before that last 2 kills that he pulled out, and we talked about it. It was the underneath. Mac being huge with those underneath kabooms. Yeah, the underneath kabooms. Yep, finding themselves their first dub, heading into round number 6. Is this a little bit of a momentum build?
Defused by attackers.
Maybe.
There
Lots
needs to be an
Lots of
incredibly
explosions.
there were lots of it. Yeah, there were lots of explosions. That was very hard to keep up. But was it a grenade? Was it a hard breach?
Now defense going to try to do the same.
Exactly. But there has to be an incredibly big momentum shift here into the favor of North Cartel. Yes, they have 1 round, right? But 1 round doesn't change the course of the game. It's the build-up of 1 round. Okay, we've now got 2. We're then maybe going to get a 3rd, and that's when you really start to see that momentum slip away from whatever the opposition side. And that's what we did see initially with Forbidden. They took 1 round, they took 2 rounds, and then they ran away with the momentum, and they've got 4, and they've got 4 on the board. You know, with this is very much still either way. We could see a 5-1 split, we could see a standard 4-2 split. It is just purely the case of who now has the momentum to continue this absolute onslaught of Siege that we are watching.
Indeed, and to do so, bringing out 4 sets of grenades again. Gonna opt for the Maverick instead of the Nook this time. Bring out a couple of those flashes. Gonna bring that, of course, ace on that long, hard breach. As, yeah, we got tons of explosion. Also, on the side of the defense, 3 C4s in pocket, 4 sets of impacts, none of them used for rotates, of course, as the shotgun was brought out to do that. So potential for another explosive round is gonna be ringing out. It's the first minute off the board. The drone work just about finished. We'll start to see some of these engagements here as Swiss is taking on the fight with...
Oh, no. Oh, Swiss! Swiss has found 1 somehow with a flick onto Fanu, the Mozzie. I'm speechless at how he's been allowed to find 1. Nonetheless, though, isn't aware of his previous foe of Xeno, who does now reside in Zulu. He is playing extremely aggressive right in the corner, tucked away from Swiss's field of view. Although he hasn't swung and he's going to try and rotate. Fisker, though, being bombarded with grenades, no more keep barrier to keep him safe, and is now droned. They are aware of his presence in pit. Grenade does just come up short, go a little bit too further. Fisker does restore the man advantage, taking down Terror, although it is looking not very good for ForbiddenGG. They have the name breach open, but I stand corrected. The C4 goes out. KP claimed by Future. Mac to say something otherwise, though, and refag instantly onto Future.
Here we go. Swiss going to be having a huge play. If he's able to take it, but he's not! He gets taken off the board as SMG-11, but it does get traded out as Mac finds the kill on him as well. Into the Addict we go as... Oh! The round dance. Sheesh!
Simple shots like that. Mwah. Perfection.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. That is... I love them. But, I mean... Profiska. What have you typed in chat? I can't help but laugh. Anyway, this is such a good game, and we were saying it's just a case of who had the more momentum. But can we just quickly rewind? Swiss. What on earth has he managed to pull off that? Not only was he not aware of the Mozzie playing in Classroom, not only did the Mozzie see him before, not only did the Mozzie walk up with Swiss's back was turned, he was at point blank range with the P10 Roni, which has next to no recoil, and yet he whiffs and still dies. Swiss's turn on, injured him, and then knifed him.
I love it. It's the reason that we watch it is because the guaranteed kill that you know is coming doesn't happen and just makes you go. The sharp intake of breath as just a perfect flick comes out, saving his life. And here, Mac on the calf. What? Hello.
You know what I'm feeling? It's the wrong map. I'm feeling a little Doki play. If we remember the major, I'm feeling a little. Wait, what was it on Oregon? It might have been Oregon. I'm feeling a little P2 Doki play, but Swiss going huge. Finds 1. Can he find the other? Yes, he can. Swiss finds 1. Finds 2. Shut down from finding the 3rd by Xeno, who claims him. Mac. He's playing below, as you'd expect the Kavira to play. Does have that pistol in hand, is going to go very sneaky, is aware of the main lobby presence of the Iana, of Xeno. Beeper does go out though on main, and he is only going to allow Mac Some sneak up
Here we
behind
go,
him.
here we go! Interrogation!
But no! Zeno
Oh.
doesn't have the time, does have to kill him, but yet does find one with the pistol, with Kavira, the one that we never think is ever going to find one, and yet she still does. In a 2 versus 4 now for Forbidden. They aren't looking in the best positions for an execute here, with only a hard breaching sledge to their name. The fuse is still in hand. It's Whiskey. What is happening here?
I tell you what, we're playing defensive-sided Oregon today, and North Cartel has proven that they have the advantage. It's a 4v2. Now, we've seen this situation before. We've seen it get muffed, and here we go. As Fanu finds himself one, but it gets taken off the board on the quick trade as KP finds it's all now resting on the shoulder of the ace, who is going to start jiggle peeking for his life. Oh, almost finds himself one on the flick, but able to preserve his life, albeit just a little bit of it. They now, of course, know where he is, and he's going to have to look for that push coming from all sides, especially a potential cav rotate. It's only going to take one of her shots.
Only, but a crossfire set up. Zach finds one. With the M590 to claim another life. The shotgun that is oh so overpowered. That is so just stupidly good, and it claims just one more life in competitive play. 5-2 to North Cartel. They are slowly, and I say slowly, clawing this back one kill at a time, one bullet at a time, one round at a time.
And next, it's going to be one flame canister at a time as they go and opt for the Lord himself. Tachanka coming out for this bunker war. Love the call, going to be huge to try to pull out of that elbow area, which is, I assume, he will be heading out. But, of course, got to be bringing out all of those rotates as well. His gun is just incredibly OP for that. Wamai and Jaeger to help keep him safe in that elbow area. And, of course, Mozzie with that intel and the C4 going to be coupling himself with the anti-intel of Mute. It's a good defensive setup for bunker. Pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean, it is standard, but, I mean, so is the map we're playing on, so need we expect more, need we expect less? This is Oregon. We are going to see the most standard of 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 standard setups. You Google what the meaning of standard is, and a photo of Oregon will pop up. and genuinely it is at this point. It's so standard, but they do have a very heavy roam presence with the Mozzie and Mac all the way at top floor, and Swisswell in dining looks to maybe contest that small tower presence. Is droned out, shots traded, Future finds himself taken down, but Swiss yet to find one more, is shut down quickly by Zach. Zeno though is going to look to take an engagement once more with Mac the Mozzie with a P10 Roni in hand. Some damage onto Mac, but does escape with his life, only just though, with about 30 HP left.
Sheesh, body bounce in favor of nobody as the first minute of round number 8 starts to go. And as I say it, Matt gets taken off the board. Now tipping that body bounce favor of ForbiddenGG. And that's a C4 gone as well. So now it's resting on the laurels on the shoulders of KP, Terra, and Dookie. Going to be trying to hold down this bunker war. This is grenades and potentially those flames from Capital going to start becoming a huge menace. Hatch Queen going to open up some verticality and Sledge to do the work on some of that soft material. Still have four sets of grenades to deal with this Tachanka.
Oh, I mean, this Tachanka, if they cannot even remotely clear him off the position, and I wouldn't even say clear him off position, just get him off the board completely, they are going to have a bit of a wake-up call and some problems to deal with. You know, those canisters last for such a long time. Shoot multiple at a time, you may as well rotate round and try a whole different execute. And to have 20 of them in pocket is so stupid. But the Tachanka is going to look to play incredibly aggressive, walk up those laundry stairs, now forced yet. I would say forced to walk down, but if it does take an engagement and doesn't come out victorious, Profiska does take down the Tachanka. Was saying they have to get him off the board quickly to maybe even have a remote look at of this execute, and they have done just that alongside KP falling as well. It's all up to Terra. This is a level in hand. 5-1 whips out the M9 and 590, and he finds one more. It's a 2 versus 1 in a post-plant situation, and the rolls completely completely
Defenders
swapped.
have eyes.
Attackers become defenders,
Attackers
defenders
need to
become
protect it.
attackers, and Fisker claims him once more, shut down, and it's ForbiddenGG on match and series point.
I love when you say that. Attackers become defenders. It's like siege poetry, bro.
Hey, when the truth needs to be told, the truth is told.
And you're the one to do it. So, yep, here we are, ForbiddenGG, trying to put this one away against this incredibly aggressive North Cartel defense. I think it was a little bit of an ego sending that Tachanka up those stairs to take that gunfight. Obviously, better played from a distance. In a situation where they're down in the man advantage, that needs to be a bunker down scenario. You need to hold back, trust in your long angles and your fire, and maybe you're catching your round number 3 instead of being on match point here. But too little, too late, as here we find ourselves, ForbiddenGG, 1 round away from taking the whole thing.
Not only are they 1 round away, they got ForbiddenGG, of course, take 2nd place and secure their place within the playoffs. But we've got to remember, if North Cartel do lose this map, which at the moment it is looking likely, but again, we never discount a team ever. It does make their run through the playoffs just that extra bit harder, as they have to win the next game to secure it. This was their moment to win it, and now it has to be a do or die moment in their next game if they do so. Swiss, though, look at the play, incredibly aggressive, maybe a Storm Peak, but is surely aware that a nade is going to follow, but no, it's not. He is forced to move off. Terra, though, is down below in shallow corridor, is going to be placing his Storm Traps, and this is an incredibly heavy mid-floor presence coming up here from North Cartel. You'd expect North Cartel to maybe have a slightly more, aggressive approach. It's Oregon. It's a game of frags. You can't really wait for a team to come to you. You have to go to the team. And well, when that's happened, and then when ForbiddenGG have gone to them, we'll see what's happened previously. And it looks like they are going to do just that, Whiskey, as there is an incredibly heavy roam presence, top floor, mid floor, basement. They're everywhere on the map, Whiskey. They are everywhere, and even proven by Terra, who is in shower corridor. They are going to throw a cage for potential cage trick there. Another EMP goes out, and well, that's a cage trick, none and void, and well, they now have the attic open, which is such a powerful thing to have open, Whiskey.
Yeah, huge. It's going to give him the long angle into sight. Swiss going to find himself the head of Ash as she gets ripped off the board, but it's going to be equalized up onto Mac as the Bucks also going to find themselves a headshot. It's headshot city here. The aim lab really paying off as it's just ringing out across the board. Iana going to fall next as Dookie sings on the Vector. Body bounce tipped in favor of North Cartel now as Swiss is holding the long aim. Got a soft ping, kind of letting them know where exactly they are. Dookie going to put himself on a little bit of a flank, maybe try to catch him on the sleeper from the main stair. I mean, and it's 4-3 just outside of a minute.
They have to play flanks here, or they have to play incredibly slow, incredibly passive. KP does find one. The TCFG does claim one, but instantly refragged by Fanu. And they are going to be opening up the entirety of the stage 3. They aren't going to even remotely go for the plant, as no player is on site. This is risky, I'd have to say, as now the players are aware. Okay, we're lined up. They are ready to in fact go for this plan. The executor is lined up, moving into this fragging phase. 40 seconds left on the clock, and it is a 2 versus 3 for Forbidden. North Cartel still in contention to win this round, and more than capable in contention to win this map. We aren't going to see anything though. Flashes out, potentially going to drop some patches. The Vector sings once more. The Vector claims one more. Swiss finds one. Swiss finds his 2nd of the round. He found one previously. He found one more. North Cartel says, we'll take one more round. Thank you very much. Our run's not over.
That's right. Now putting themselves, man, gotta find a battle to climb through on this match point round. Gotta find 3 to take it to OT, and I think this is a team that could do it. If they get their head on a little bit more, we'd start seeing a little bit more of that intel. The huge buddy system being played there on the split. Definitely able to secure that dub right there. 3 more, and we get to OT.
We saw it on Border. You got to remember. And then there is definitely nothing saying that we aren't going to see it again. So, in every case scenario, there's every chance we see it. Although, we do have to remember this is Oregon. You know,
True.
you can go. You know, normally with maps like Border, you can go. All right, they've got 3-4 rounds in a row. All right, we're gonna go to overtime because they have the momentum. They have that shift. They are now honed in.
10
On
seconds
Oregon,
to
I
go.
mean, these guys could now have this shift put right in. They could be so focused and they are inside their monitors, physically watching the pixels go by. And yet,
Objective is to defuse
one
the bomb.
small mistake, a pixel of Swiss's Jaeger be showing, and the round is over. It is all dependent on those little details. Of Swiss going to be playing incredibly aggressive. The Wamai finds himself taken down. That is Dookie going for an incredibly aggressive spawn peek. A drone on him that he didn't see, and now it is a 4 versus 3 for ForbiddenGG. They are in a our position. Let's be honest here.
Yep, they're on their back foot. They really got to make something happen here, and really we just need to get everybody back in sight. And here we go as Future. Oh, could potentially be a huge pick onto Future. Didn't see the person lurking inside of Freezer there, and now I think they're going to be coming up the back stairs to try to take this engagement.
Yeah, I mean, 2 minutes left, and we've already seen 1 kill. 2 now as Future claims 1 more. Swiss off the board. No more play for the tier 2 player anymore. Well, kind of a tier 2 player. We're not really sure, but it doesn't really matter. Mac does claim 1. Future, that's clawing back of what is left on the board. What's left of this round. Mac though, a slither of HP though. A bullet will injure, 2 will kill, and he is having to play in this basement. He is going to have to rotate all the way back ground, and we are now moving into the final 1 minute and 30 seconds left of the round. Terra though on the room, on potentially the flank. Mac finds 1 more though from a wall bag into classroom onto the sledge of Fanu. It is to execute crumbling beneath them for ForbiddenGG. And now all players are going to be starting to rotate, if not already be back onto that side. Fisker takes some shots, and on the receiving end is KP finding himself taken down. Mac and Terra all both walking up white and are going to be trying to hold this angle into Trophy, are aware of the players' positions, at least 2, maybe the 3rd of where they all are on this master side, moving into the final 50 seconds of the round. This is looking very promising for Forbidden to potentially make North Cartel's run to the playoffs just that little bit harder. Some shots are taken, not landed though. The only person that's taken some damage is Zeno, who it was on the receiving end of Mac's shot off Mac's Scorpion, but Profiska finds 1, takes down Mac. That slither of HP we're talking about has been met, and well, we are going to see the ace of Zach going to be going for a plan, and Zeno says no. He claims it for ForbiddenGG. Take the round, they take 2nd, and they make North Cartel's run to the playoffs so harder.
Boy, it was an incredible game. It was an incredible match. If you're just joining us, where the heck you been? You missed 3 incredible rounds. ForbiddenGG coming out on top, taking 2nd place. Oh my lord. 14-5 his round on that one. Huge. That man's played Oregon before.
That man most certainly has played Oregon before.
Well, folks, we find ourselves at the end of it on this stupendous Saturday. It was an incredible war of attrition for these 2 Titan teams out of the Nebula League. ForbiddenGG coming out on top, proving that they belong in spot number 2, solidifying some playoff action. And boy, I tell you what, Velocity, it was just an absolute banger of a match, and I really enjoyed casting it with you.
I know, it was an absolute banger match, but yet to be over just yet, Whiskey, because we do have an interview. We are going to talk to the one, the only, the man that popped off so much in that last game and did, in fact, I believe, find the closing kill. We are going to speak to Fisker in just a moment's time. So, I mean, need we say much more? Fisker, I mean, popped off massively. I mean, ForbiddenGG as a whole popped off massively. We've got to wait for him to get into the call. When we say that, he's here. Profiska.
Hello.
First of all,
GG's.
GG's, well played.
Thank you.
Forbid ForbiddenGG have just popped off, didn't they? We've got some questions for you, as long as you don't mind.
Of course.
So, my first question is: obviously, you played Vibrant League qualifiers previously in the day, earlier on in the day.
Yep.
Did fatigue start to take place towards the end of the match? Obviously, you played a decent amount of Siege previously. You would have obviously scrimmed before the league matches or the qualifier matches, and then moving straight into this. Was fatigue sort of playing a part?
Oh, we were basically didn't want to play this game at all, to be honest. We turned up. When I was doing map bans, I accidentally picked Border, so that worked out quite well. Yeah, there's not really much to say. We're really fucking knackered, man.
Man,
The game
that
for
border
9
was
hours.
border was an accidental pick. I love that so much.
Oh man, we haven't scrimmed Border ever, so that was a very fun one.
Oh
We-
wow.
You've done very well. Let's be honest. You went to O2.
Oh. I don't think anyone is really talking about the proper game that was within our game, which was Swiss versus Future. I think Future, whenever he had got a chance, he brought up his stats about not dying to Swiss. I think he died to him once, like throughout the entire time. But like
That'd be a mark on my resume. Did not die to Swiss.
But
I
we
mean-
definitely don't think it would have been close if they actually had their normal 5. But oh well. What?
Yeah,
The game.
that was going to be my second question. Obviously, we don't. One player doesn't make the team, but when such a high level player comes into the team, how did you combat Swiss? He's such a
Oh, we
high-level player.
realized. Yeah, so we realized if we killed him, we won the round. So that's what we did.
You just tied. Okay, then moving on to I believe it was ForbiddenGG that banned out the Solus on the last map. Was that a target ban?
Well, that's just our regular ban, but yeah, it was sort of implied that it was a target ban as well.
Cool. My final question then is: you obviously are into the playoffs now, I do believe.
Oh,
I'm
no
inclined
idea.
I'm inclined to. You've taken second. I'm inclined to believe you have, in fact, made it to the playoffs. We'll go with that. What are your expectations moving forward into your last minor league match, moving into the playoffs?
Well, obviously we hope we win both of them, but you can't really wish for like we've stumbled more than we've wanted to in this season. So we're gonna see what we can do. North Cartel, we went an extra map than what we were intending to do, but I don't think all of our elements against us was helping. But I think the hardest game we're gonna have is Wanted, but honestly, I have no idea what they're like.
Yeah.
Whiskey, any questions?
Yeah. I got a question. When North Cartel starts mounting that defense or mounting that comeback on map number 1, what's the conversation? Who's the IGL and what are they saying to stop that momentum from keeping going?
All right, so our regular IGL couldn't play with us because his PC was basically dead. So I basically filled the role. Like, I normally am the main shot caller, but Border is such a casual map to call that I actually could just say we do this and we do this and it works. So it was simple as that, really. We knew that we were the better team the whole time. It was just like it was honestly just Swiss being such the menace that he is, like literal menace to society. But I love the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was incredible gameplay all the way around. It seemed like you guys knew what you were doing on Border. A little rougher of a spot, of course, on Chalet. Not a map you guys strat too often on, or bored of it?
I don't really want to say this on stream, but we haven't scrimmed for like the last 2 weeks. So this week has been the first time where we've been back together, and even then we haven't had our full 5. We've had to have Farno as a sub for sometimes because Future's at work. Obviously we had to sub out Seal today for Farno, so it doesn't quite work. But I think I think we're happy with our performance. We're just upset about the Chalet loss, but I think on another day we probably win it.
Yeah, gotcha. Ah, well, I mean, it was a great day for Siege. I loved watching it. You had us on our edge of the seats. It's a big GG. Anything you got to say to anybody that's still watching?
Yeah, if Ducky's watching, please stop shit talking us because we didn't shit talk you in a ranked game. We just beat you. Like, please stop. Other than that, yeah, it's all good. Mac, were you using controller? I have no idea because it looked like you were using F2. So yeah, I'm all done, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Have a good one. Go rest. Go tell your players to go sleep. You've had a long day of Siege. Yeah, but well played. Very well deserved 6 points.
Cheers, guys. See ya.
Cheers.
Well, Whiskey, What a match we have witnessed today. I mean, and what a privilege it was to be able to cast it alongside you. And well, the match in general was just mental.
Yeah, absolutely. It had its highs, it had its lows. We saw some comebacks. We saw some absolute fails from the hiding underneath the desk and
clutches.
almost not getting spit out. Yeah, and then the clutches, the 1vx clutch,
KP's
just
clutch.
insane, man. Just
know.
insane. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for